Head movement! Head movement! Head movement!
What the fuck's going on here?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just a body punch?
I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying in there.
You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him?
Yes.
When did that happen?
And perhaps the fourth round on.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time.
Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and he was taking those punches.
Gennady Golovkin Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another spontaneous, not flagship. It is spontaneous, though. I wasn't supposed to be here. It is the kid's birthday, but birthday is just another day, especially when we got some boxing to talk about. Not that there's anything really new to discuss. Feels almost like regurgitated news. Things that I'm not necessarily going to enjoy, like one Eddie Hearn from Matchroom saying that, you know, he's given Wilder a deadline. Make this Anthony Joshua fight, which is something I just find ironic, ridiculous. Why? Why, you ask? Well, because I think the entire world knows Wilder wants this fight. So this is just, you know, more tap dancing by good old fast car Eddie. But we will give you more details, obviously. And today's topics will also include Canelo Alvarez giving Gennady Golovkin the back seat since he's trying to play hardball and is said to be in negotiations with Billy Joe Saunders. And, you know, even maybe not going the Spike O'Sullivan way. I don't know, because I'm pretty sure that Robbie is going to have the tweet from Billy Joe Saunders. He definitely doesn't sound confident. Details to come. Speaking of Golovkin, he made the topic boxes because the WBC is really putting pressure on Golovkin. They're saying, listen, buddy, either accept the Canelo 65-35 or meet your fate with the Grim Reaper of the division, Jermall Lions Only Charlo. So, you know, it's either go that route, face the IBF Sergiy Derevyanchenko. Details to come. We definitely will discuss that. Now, Jermall and Jermall Charlo have been sent offers by both Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn. And we'll discuss what's going on with these Haymon fighters looking for homes, so to speak. And really, what's up with the rumors of Eddie Hearn signing a few fighters? No number really given, as those details aren't out, but it sounds like there may be some signings. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure our UK Roundup guy will have all that info for you, but that's what we'll be discussing today. Remember to hit that thumbs up button as soon as you jump into the live stream. Costs you absolutely nothing, and it helps with the visibility of the show. Another thing that does that are those 5-star reviews. We're way over 700, so applaud to everyone that definitely dropped us a 5-star, and, you know, shots to all you shuckaducks that drop some 1-stars, you freaking losers. No! But anyway, let's head on out to the Golden State and get with my co-host, the Hipster Hunter. Remember the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. You want to voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the discussion.
Gennady Golovkin Productions.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout. When here is the main thing is, I just hope the guy, I wish.
BoxingVoice.com.
Well, first off, before we get into anything, I just want to say happy birthday, Ness. It's your birthday.
They ask me what I do and who I do it for and how I come up.
And before we get copyright, just want to say shout out to you, Ness. I mean, it's your birthday. I won't give you the age. Don't worry about it.
28, baby. I ain't afraid.
What is it? 28?
Yo, I was at the super spot and they gave me the little birthday dessert. And it was like, boom, happy 28th. I'm like, oh, thank you. So I'm 28 today.
You're sure? I mean, we can all lie to ourselves sometimes. It's okay.
Hey,
Whatever helps you get through the day. But shout out to Chris Camille with the big super chat for you, Ness, and happy birthday, Ness. Work as usual. Shout out to Thomas Davis. I love Muff Dive. Some other super chatters as well, helping out. And just want to say we have so many topics to get into. I'm not going to get into any of them right now because it's not any boxing this weekend, but we have tons of news to get into. So let's chop it up. And just shout out to the UK Hour. The pilot episode was yesterday, every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. in the Pacific Standard Time. So yes, check that out every Wednesday going forward, free on YouTube if you want a little more UK topics. So this show is a little bit UK heavy recently. So let's get into it. Rob, your turn.
Gennady Golovkin Productions.
BJ was gonna beat me, then yeah, you predict it's gonna be he got
Why isn't Wilder sold out 90,000? This guy has been pro for like 8 years, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of his work, he can definitely get it on ASAP.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Just a quick one. 59 million views now on the channel. So shout out to everybody clicking on all the videos and getting all that great content. A bunch of topics. We kind of hit on it a little bit yesterday in the UK Hour, but obviously we'll give it a little bit more shine, more the American side of things, I guess. And yeah, shout out to the rest of the panel that couldn't even be here for Nez's birthday podcast.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Yo, that pause is a little aggravating. Every now and then I get to think, oh shit, he finally cut it so he could have 2 out of that long ass and his never. It's like, any smoke. Long pause. I want smoke. I get you though. So
dramatic pauses are nice. But anyways,
hey, listen.
People jump in when there's a fucking pause around here. There's a pause. Someone wants to talk straight in.
Yo, like I want to talk. Fresh haircut, got his face lasered and shit for his birthday. He's good to go.
Good to go. Yo, I got a little fucking pen for my birthday. It's actually like the size of a lighter, and it's dope. It's actually terpy as hell. Then I got some, some Cali. You know what I'm saying? Some Cali Indica. You know what I'm saying?
Is it actual Cali? Is it actual Cali stuff?
Actual Cali. It's actual Cali. Yeah.
Good supply this time.
Shout out to my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Making the birthday right. But speaking of getting things right, man, where we starting with this, bro? Like,
AJ Wilder, Eddie Hearn, deadline.
Whoa! I thought Canelo was first topic.
No.
Okay. AJ Wilder.
Let's get the aggressive shit out of the way first.
Yeah.
What's the deal? Because look, I'm gonna be straight up. I'm always like, eagle eye. I'm like the big brother in the sky. You know what I mean? So I seen you guys talking and you and Rob going back and forth, and you basically saying that the title was misleading because none of the information on the title was in the body of work.
No, that's different. Different article.
So, but it is the 6th signing, though, right?
No. Different.
I know that Joshua Wilder is a different article and a different topic.
Okay.
I wanted to get into the 6th signing and see.
Oh, you want to get into that first?
No, isn't that not important? Do we wait for the Charlo for like that? Bob?
Yeah, I think that's more for that. I think that's
all right. So what's up? I mean, how do you feel about him putting a deadline? I seen I love Muff Dive at least gave a super chat saying, look, at least it's not 24 hours. So Eddie always seems to do enough to keep his fandom happy. And I guess, giving a guy a week to agree to 12.5 million is more of a fair offer than giving a guy a day to agree to $50 million.
My point would be is that Eddie Hearn has already given a week deadline, I think, a month ago about some other clause, and he gave a week or 2 week notice or deadline. So this has happened before, both on both sides, and they've ignored the deadlines. They've continued to negotiate. This is media, public, arm wrestling and ringing, trying to strong arm a negotiation. That's all it is. That's really all it is, in my opinion. I don't think there's an actual deadline here to where, after Friday or Saturday or Sunday, whichever day he considers the end of the week, for them to go, okay, we're done with this fight that's going to make AJ $50+ million. We're done with that. We're going to go fight Povetkin for 10 million, 15 million. I don't think that's likely. I think as a good promoter, he's going to keep as many options open as long as possible. So I see another deadline being broken, or we get a fight made this week within the next 48 to 72 hours. And we get this fight in London or Cardiff in the UK in September. All signs are go. Wilder, again, showing that he is more about the principle of the fight over the money. So I can see that happening.
Yeah, I think you can forget the 12.5 million now. I think it's apparently they're talking, and whether that's getting somewhere near the 40% that Wilder wanted to come over. So whether it's just a few percentage points or something, I'm not sure. But I said it on the UK hour. I still think this might happen. I think Wilder will come across, but maybe it's a little bit of wishful thinking because I just want the fight. This week deadline. Whether it's just some pressure, look, we're going to walk away. We're going to take this. We're going to go fight Povetkin. You sure you want to miss out on this fight that you wanted for the last 2 years? So I don't know whether it's a little bit of pressure or something trying to apply back on Wilder's team. I don't know, but I still think we can get it. Something's going on. I ain't even reading.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Rob. Just keep going, man. This is sad. Don't worry about it.
All right, yeah, I'm looking at you two, and neither of you are fucking part of the show anymore.
I'm not laughing at you. We're not.
No. I know. I saw shit going on behind the scenes, but then I just look at you two, and you're not even in front of the fucking microphones and shit. But yeah, I think we're still gonna get it, hopefully. But we'll see. I mean, if not, obviously Wilder's going down to cruiserweight, so it's all good.
No, let's not forget that. I know that's your one per show. You needed one joke about that. I knew it was going to come.
I've got more.
I know you
got the cruiserweight. I got more.
Specifically, come on. We know he said specifically, after I'm an undisputed champion. That means after he beats your boy, he's going down to cruiserweight, allegedly. But it's wild on ice.
So is he going down to cruiserweight after this September at Wembley? Is that what you're saying?
That would be more accurate. Yes.
All right. Okay.
That would be more accurate.
All right. Do you think it's realistic? He's pretty lean. He's not getting down to a cruiser.
I don't think so either.
Because remember, Tony Bellew, the cruiserweight that's playing heavyweight, did actually weigh in 1 pound less than Wilder did against Ortiz when he fought David Haye.
I mean, what's the cruiserweight limit again? What, 198 or something like that? 195?
He can make the weight, bro. I mean, wasn't he 216 for his last fight?
He was lower. I think he was
213, something like that.
It was 215, and just as a comparison, Tony Bellew was 214.
It's possible, but Bellew's a little more.
He's got to come in at 196 though to make cruiserweight.
Yeah, 198.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how healthy he can make it. Look, let's be honest though. What we do know is that he doesn't run and he ain't doing cardio like that. His cardio is swimming and shit. That's keeping us, away from any other top secret fucking cardio he's doing. So
I mean, we do weightlifting, but that's not cardio. That's not cardio.
No, I'm just saying that to say that maybe if he implemented some cardio, he could get down. I'm not sure. I think it's half of these fucking headlines, people just, like he said, what's your thoughts?
It's Wilder in a car for an extended period of time, bored, going on IG and
bored.
That is exactly what Wilder does. He sits there in front of IG when he's bored and says some shit, and we love him for it. But that's what he does. You know, it's nothing new. It's probably not happening either. More money at heavyweight than cruiserweight.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for that topic. Not much. It's just another deadline in a long line of negotiation now that everyone is burnt out on. I feel like everyone's over it. Everyone just wants the fight to happen or doesn't want it to happen at this point.
Yeah, man. It's funny because I don't know if because social media is a little more powerful and now we receive with Instagram and all these other forms, like we receive things so much that it's really hard to compare this with Mayweather Pacquiao, right? Like in a fair sense anyway, right? Because Mayweather Pacquiao had so many more years to marinate. But again, due to the social media boom, I feel like the marination process on this one is fast forwarded. And I don't know if it's me because I'm so closely involved, but I feel like we're already getting turned off.
I was just going to say that I've definitely noticed kind of a wave of, opinion on Twitter and IG that people are almost had enough of this now. And it's just, I think, I know it looked like it was going to happen, then it isn't. Then there's all this different back and forth. And I mean, this time we haven't really had all the percentage split chat, which I know turns a lot. It did me with when it was stretched out with Parker and AJ. We did you guys did shows before I jumped on board with the show, and that was just boring me. It's just like, oh, for God's sake, just make the fight. Who cares about 2%, 1%, whatever? And I think, like you're saying, Nez, I think almost some people are getting almost turned off by it now.
I think you have something there along the lines of the thought process of like the social media era really, I think, in the last, 4 or 5 years, booming, and I think creating that marination process to where it's much more quicker now. It's faster. It needs to happen within a year or two or people get bored with it in today's entertainment media culture. When Mayweather Pacquiao first really started getting talked about in 08, 07, that was the birth of Twitter. Twitter came out in 2007, and it took a few years for it to really get going. So
no fucking way. Did it really come out in 07?
Yeah, bro.
That's wrong. No way.
I'm not wrong.
You're so wrong.
Look it up, bro. Look it up.
Oh, bro.
I'm not wrong. Trust me, I'm not wrong on this. YouTube predates Twitter. Facebook predates Twitter, but Twitter is 07.
Okay, maybe.
That's what, 12 years ago now? Yeah.
Damn.
And maybe
I should have 1 million followers then.
But it took a few years for that, I think, social media push for the Mayweather Pacquiao fight to happen.
I don't think Twitter is
2006.
Damn it, 1 year off.
Match that.
What month though? That matters. If it's December,
why the fuck does that matter? You said 2007.
If it's December 2006, that's basically 2007, dog.
21st of March.
Why are you emotional?
Stop, man.
I was a year off. I'm sorry. 13 years ago.
I'm so glad that Google search wasn't wasted.
Fuck you. But yes,
we need to get that cartoon of you, and then do the hashtag Matt Stats.
We definitely need a Matt Stats shirt. Enrique, get on that, please. I will buy those.
So yeah, man, this is the thing with Mayweather and Pacquiao. We really only had Mayweather's. Was he using Twitter or was it IG too that he was using?
Back then, it was probably Twitter, and then it turned into IG.
Actually, you know what? He was using Fight Hype. Let's be real. He was using Fight Hype.
YouTube was huge.
Yeah, he was using Fight Hype's YouTube.
And, that's what I'm saying.
And then ESPN was piggybacking off of that. Putting Fight Hype's videos on SportsCenter with Stephen A. Smith. So we just received the information slower. Now Wilder can get on Instagram and make 100 videos, so I think that they need to iron these wrinkles out before people start really getting turned off?
I don't know, because I think we don't know if that's happening yet. So I'm not going to say they need to do this because I don't know if we're getting fatigue yet. Yes, we're having people at the Boxing Voice on Twitter and saying, I'm sick of all these headlines and all these shows about this negotiation process. But they're all going to watch it still. Like, even the same with Mayweather Pacquiao. We had 6+ years of getting over that shit, and it still did 4.6 million pay-per-view buys. Like, even with, I think, fatigue, it can still sell if it's enough of a event, enough of a spectacle. And this is that. So I think even with, right now, a real 2-month negotiation process, that's really all it's been. April, May, and now we're going into June. It's only been 8 weeks since the AJ Parker fight. I don't think we're there yet to where we need to start sounding the alarms. Like, they need to get this done. They need to worry about the consumers. That's not here yet, in my opinion. Maybe another month or two of this, yes.
Yeah, it's just the countless, all the different boxing media that put out all the latest. And obviously, as boxing fans, people probably follow a lot of them. So they just see it virtually every other post. And then they go on Instagram and it's all the boxing, media on there that put out. And it's just like, oh, yeah, I've heard this. It's almost like it's the same story, just going round and round and round and round and round. And I mean, me personally, I just want to hear it's on and happening, and then sit back, relax, and wait for it to happen, and celebrate our UK undisputed champion.
I don't feel that we'll get it. I think that the AJ's young enough. He's clean cut enough. He fits the mold so well that they can go through a Canelo scandal. Like, Canelo, think about it, bro. Canelo legitimately got on stage and was like, yo, I'll never be a ducker. I'm Mexican. I got balls. Turned around and ducked for 3 straight fights. Like, yo, it's about money, man. It's about money. And if there's money to be made, I'm pretty sure AJ is going to rake it up. Oh, I should have did it the other way. Like, rake it up. Something.
Okay, no, so we can't take it back.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Do the backspin.
So, moving on to Canelo, the other quackish.
Also the other star of boxing.
Yo, it's funny though, because like, this is a pretty good fight. Like, this is a scary fight. I don't know if he really does it, to be honest with you. People think that Billy Joe would box the ears off of Canelo. Now, what I will say is, look, Canelo definitely is not David Lemieux. He's not that basic. He has soul. And
but I would argue that Canelo going forwards and fighting a counter boxer has always struggled. Whether that be Laura, Mayweather, etc. He excels on the back foot. He does not excel coming forward, usually speaking.
Yeah, we again discussed this. It's like you say, it's kind of all crossing over into UK. Maybe that's a sign of how great the UK side of things is doing lately. But yeah, I think we said it before, great fight, but how the styles kind of meet up, maybe, it would be, I don't know. I think Billy Joe Saunders definitely got the skills. Like Nez said, Canelo isn't David Lemieux, but Saunders is starting to look every bit the champion that he is with the skills, the footwork and everything. Like, completely clowned Lemieux through that whole fight and made him look ridiculous. So yeah, is it going to happen though? Like you said, Matt, I think we're probably looking at Spike O'Sullivan, and I don't know. I really don't know how this will go. But Nez wanted to bring up Saunders' tweet. It was all talk at Golden Boy Boxing. Let Ginger Balls stick to taking PEDs. Goose will get beat. And then, like you say, a couple of emojis there. But whether that indicates that talking is actually happening, I don't know.
I think people forget how good Billy Joe Saunders looked against guys like Andy Lee, Chris Eubank, before he had a rough patch with some personal issues and looked like he gained.
That's why I don't think that he'll get that fight.
No, I mean, every time Oscar mentions anyone but Spike O'Sullivan, I'm just like, come on, fam.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
Like, just sit down. Just say you're fighting Spike. We won't care. We're still going to watch Canelo. The metrics show that. Just fucking tell us. Don't lie.
I mean, it's his job not to tell you.
I know, but it's my job to say that's bullshit.
But I mean, remember Spike walked away from apparently it was all good for Triple G. And then he turned it down and said the money wasn't good. And then it was almost as if, I think there was a tweet saying that it was something bigger in the future. So this...
Yeah. It felt like he turned down the Triple G fight because he was given the, the offer he couldn't refuse from Golden Boy, which it's obvious. Listen, Canelo's not going to go into a big fight. It's no different than Vanez Triple G. There's too much money out there. You don't do that. You got to take Spike. It's your turn to look good. Vanez made Triple G look good. It's your turn.
Yeah. I mean, and that's in-house as well, isn't it? Like Golden Boy. So...
About like the Kirkland fight, like everyone knows that matchup was awful. Like everyone knows that Kirkland had no chance to win that, but you still see that highlight reel all over the place on IG,
all over, and he was given so much credit for it. So much credit. He got tons of credit for that fight. Tons, bro. But listen, man, if Canelo does that, bro. Badass. I mean, look, I already think he was badass. People thought he wouldn't take the Triple G fight. I picked him to beat Triple G. He took it. He performed well. Like, he took the punches well. He had bravado. That's all you could ask for. He's the A side, so they're gonna try and tighten the noose around Triple G's neck. Triple G's doing the right thing and playing a little bit of hardball in negotiations. But at the end of the day, these two guys need to get it together. More than Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. And the only reason I say that is because at least these guys have metrics. They know what they made the last time. They're leaving money on the table. The bag is really there for them to get. The other ones, we're all assuming what it could make. No, we know what this one can generate, and it can only go up from here because the first fight was good.
And it was a draw. People want to see maybe a result this time, and so... I agree. We know what we're kind of getting in this fight if it ever happens again.
Mm-hmm. We want this. We want it. I want it. I want it for sure. I've been already to, a couple of these events. I want to continue to be part of that. I'm, essentially, I wish Canelo would have fought Triple G Cinco de Mayo because we would have truly been part of history. We would have been the official pre-fight for that rematch, and it would have been great. It would have
and I think boxing needs this as well because, like Matt said it the other day, without this rematch and without AJ Wilder, what are we really going to get in 2018 as the big highlight of the boxing year? So without either of those fights, it's not really that great.
I think some other things will manifest, like, Hearn versus someone. I mean, Hearn versus Brook, it's a big fight. Is it a even fight? Not in my opinion.
Stop. Come on.
No.
But we're talking about Canelo Triple G, like that level of fight. We're talking about that level of fight. Hearn against Charlo isn't even that. Great fight for us fans. But it's not the transcending.
I disagree. Are we trying to box us in the US? Are we saying, because I don't know, if Hearn goes over there, it's a big fight. It's a big fight.
I'm including the US.
I honestly think it's
in the US.
Let me tell you, I think it's a big fight here. I think Hearn sells out the DC Armory with 7, 8, maybe 10,000 in DC.
But Ness, we talk about AJ Wilder as pay-per-view in the US, right? We talk about Canelo Triple G as pay-per-view in the US, and both doing well. Hearn versus anyone doesn't do well. I'm only talking about that. The level of marketability.
You're talking pay-per-view.
I'm only talking that. The marquee fight of the year that we can go, that was the fight that went to all the casuals. My parents knew about it. My cousins knew about it. My nephew knew about it. Like, everyone knew about this fight.
I'm Team Haymon, so I don't believe in pay-per-view. I'm trying to do away with that old model.
It doesn't have to be pay-per-view, but It could just be a big fight on network.
It sounds like it because you're telling me that Hearn versus Brooke isn't big because it's not a pay-per-view.
No. Triple G Canelo on ABC or HBO World Championship Boxing is a transcendental fight. AJ versus Wilder on any network or on pay-per-view is a transcendental fight. That's what I'm talking about. The idea that they can transcend the boxing bubble to the casual fans.
I mean, look, so then we don't have any of that? Is that what we're saying? We don't have any of that?
We only have two. We only have two fights that can equal that, in my opinion, right now. That's been my point.
I disagree. I think that everyone would be equally as happy for AJ Wilder and Canelo Golovkin if we were able to give them Garcia Broner. That would be
Danny Garcia. Sorry.
Danny Garcia Broner.
So like if Danny beat Porter,
even if we gave him, that's right. Even if we gave him Danny Porter in August, if that really came to listen, you can shake your head all you want. If that shit is official, I'm
great
looking
fights. Those are great fights, but they're not AJ Wilder or Canelo Triple G. They're not. Just simply not.
If Porter Garcia is official for August, I'm thinking about an appreciation night. That's
completely okay. I understand that, but it's still not AJ Wilder or Canelo Triple G. Agree to disagree. I just don't think any fight this year can equal those two. Even a Spence Thurman or Crawford versus any of those guys, like none of it equals those two fights, in my opinion.
All right. Well, so I guess the year sucks if they don't make any of those.
It's without a marquee fight. That's my point.
Yeah, I just meant the big blockbuster fight. The one that is grabbing kind of like new fans to the sport almost. I kind of agree with Matt. It's hard to think of another matchup out there that does like big pay-per-view numbers and really captures the imagination. Like you say, Hearn Brook or Hearn Charlo, they're great fights. I think we'll all be really looking forward to watching those. But the big mega fight, I don't see it out there other than the two that we're talking about. So, just my opinion there. Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe there aren't, but that's kind of the way boxing has always been. There are a few super fights.
There's maybe one or two a year, and that's the way it is. And same as like there's always like one or two stars out of a generation. Like,
but I still hold true to the fact that if there weren't any of those two fights, something would manifest. Something would manifest. It may not be on that level, but I tell you, a few fights would show up, and we'd end up saying, "Wow, what a year!" And all that would have happened was that the bigger fight made room for some other fights that we probably would have paid less attention to. They got the.
I'll put it this way: last year was a great year, right, for boxing. We can all agree on that, right? And it had Thurman Garcia, it had AJ Klitschko, it had Mayweather McGregor, it had Canelo Triple G. Like those are four great marquee matchups. That's what made last year so great.
Yeah, but let's be real, bro. All them shits were like handicap. Every one of them. You ain't say nothing like,
I'm not talking about the quality of the matchup. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about its ability to transcend the boxing fandom.
Like a spectacle.
To turn on the casual fans that watch Sunday football and don't watch boxing on the weekend. Those are the fights that can get those people to watch on Saturday night or fork over $60, $100 to watch an event. Those fights.
Yeah. I mean, like Ned said, there's
I see what you're saying. I'm talking about those mega fights, not the quality.
Yeah.
Those mega fights for marketability.
I mean, a big one over here that's getting kind of talked up is Bellew Tyson Fury, maybe by the end of the year. I mean, that obviously does great here. I don't know what interest
Bellew's gonna fight a heavyweight, a real heavyweight. Fury's probably the best guy for him to fight. Fury has no power.
Yeah, he'd be on the back foot, popping out his jab and everything, and Bellew can.
But how are they going to do that? Bellew is with Hearn, and Fury is with Warren and Box Nation. It's just a whole.
Yeah, I think it could still. I think it still be made. I know Fury on his social media is pretty likes putting out plenty, but he said he can't see TV networks and everything like that being a problem. Maybe as far as he's concerned.
But how? I mean, does Bellew just sit out and wait? Because I thought Fury needed 3 tune-ups before a real fight.
I don't think Belly is a real fight. That's probably what they're thinking.
Yeah, I doubt that. I think he's still going his 3 tune-up route. And tell Tyson Fury one other thing.
Yeah, Rob, you tell him right now.
Hang on, let me get him on the phone.
You know what? Tell him, get the fuck out of the sun. That's just far too much tan already. He looks.
He's not in the sun. He's in the sunbeds.
Oh my God! So he's not even like in Marbella or Spain or some shit. This guy's like in the sun.
Nah, he's in a salon in Manchester or something.
Wait, is the guy that literally lasered his face today or yesterday looking down upon sunbeds? Is that really happening right now?
Absolutely. That's.
I can't believe that's happening right now. This is crazy.
Yo, that's why he looks so bad. He probably got spray tan. Poor dude.
No, it was the infrared UV sunbed. It was one of those ones.
Poor dude.
Check his IG.
He looks so bad right now. He looks like he's fucking a bigger version of Anthony Mundine. That's how he looks in those videos. He doesn't even look real. His face looks altered, like Snapchat or some shit. It's crazy. I can't. It looks weird for me. I mean, he really need to get out the sun or out the bed
or in the sun.
Go hang out with Doomy, Tyson. You can get pale really fast, man. Go Casper over there.
That shit looks crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, the guy that's got his face lasered is bitching about a sunbed. That's happening on this show. That's crazy.
I don't understand what you mean.
Like,
one is fake, the other is to
wait. So a sunbed is fake. But artificially lasering hair off your face.
Wait. That sounds like an oxymoron. Artificially lasering?
A laser.
Sure, I thought the word artificial. I thought that word. You're lasering facial hair off your face. That is real. That is real. Okay. It's both science. It's both science. One's UV lights, one's lasers. Like, it's the same shit. And it's literally for cosmetics. It's literally for the same object of cosmetic perfection.
Fam,
oh my God.
Whatever you like, my man. You know.
I just can't get over this.
I think you look great.
Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to the best.
So what else we got? Triple GZ. He's going to go the Sergiy Derevyanchenko route. I'm calling it right now. He's rather make that mandatory with Sergey and buy some time until he gets the, call from, Golden Boy to renegotiate. Because I just don't see him trying to go the Jermall Charlo route. Like, why? When you could get an extension, like, he knows the WBC will play ball if he agrees to that 35%. So all he's got to do is hang tough, do the IBF mandatory, and hope that he gets the 40. And if not, right before WBC tries to pull, the mandatory, he agreed to the 35.
Agreed. I think that we're definitely gonna get the Derevyanchenko fight next. I think the whole Charlo being mandated was more of a formality by the WBC. We've seen them do that numerous times in the past. Hell, even this year, probably this month, we've seen them do that, where they have this arbitrary announcement of saying that this is going to happen, and then there's really no idea of how they follow up on that, how they enforce that, etc. So it is what it is. I'm not too hyped on this news yet. But at least it's on the radar. At least it's more of a push towards Triple G Charlo.
How does it get decided whose mandatory is more important than another? Is the WBC mandatory higher than, or is it just who was mandatory kind of first, by date?
Tom Lawfer and the crew will have to go to both sanctioning bodies and say to the WBC, hey, look, we're going to go defend the IBF first. Can we get an extension on the WBC? It would have to come from Tom Lawfer and the promoter side.
Yeah, but if the IBF say no, or
vice,
He would just be stripped of that if he doesn't. Oh, right, okay. I just didn't know how it works
Doesn't-
out. If
it
he's got
rarely
X amount of mandatories.
It rarely happens.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time that's happened,
No.
especially for a guy Triple G status.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So what do you guys want to see? Oh, let's bring in the
Rico is cool.
yeah.
What's up? Yeah, I just want to say I saw fight two.
Stay focused, stay working my jab. Like boxing voice.
Listen, if it comes to fight, then I'm not this part of my.
I saw fight two.
I think you accurate.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, Enrique Church here. You can follow me on Twitter, TBV_casual fan. Yeah, I've been following the WBC and the IBF mandatories. I like them both. I mean, I like WBC obviously more. I don't like that the 35%. Of course, it's a rematch, but unfortunate reasons, it was rescheduled for things out of control for Triple G. And I think that it kind of messed him up. You know what I'm saying? To now have to still agree to the person who messed it up, whose fault it was. And to say, yo, take the 35% or we move on. It's kind of messed up. That's not giving the people what they want, Golden Boy. Because I remember once upon a time, they used to argue that they give the people, the fans, what they want. I'm that person, and I don't see him giving it to us. But then I like your route. Yeah, take the Derevyanchenko. That's an easy win. And then, you know, go back to the WBC. You're not going to get stripped because you're getting the extension. Yeah, that's cool. But now he's aging because, as they say, Father Time can catch up to a fighter. And I don't like that. I think it's a strategic move. It's a conspiracy against Triple G to make Canelo the king of the ring of 2018 after all the allegations. So I think it is not fair ball, but it is #boxing business. So yeah, I like the route, the soft route, the IBF route, then the Canelo rematch for 35%, right? Again. Is that the case? Does he get a renegotiation if he fights Derevyanchenko and comes back? Or is it he tied to that current?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I think you fight Derevyanchenko, and what you're doing is you're adding 2 months of camp, 1 month of rest, 90 days of headlines, 90 days of Oscar, you know, having to scramble himself and find Canelo a bigger opportunity than a Triple G. I think it's part of the negotiation. It would be for me if I was part of that team. I'd say let's go the IBF route. The world won't get mad at us because what we're doing is defending our RBF, ensuring that we still have all the titles when we do make the unification with Billy Joe Saunders or the super fight with Canelo. So in the eyes of the Golovkin fans, Golovkin will be doing the right thing in just moving on since, and I'm using air quotes, Canelo's team doesn't want to give him 40%, and he deserves it. He did an alleged 1.3 to 2 point something million last time. He's part of this promotion. He deserves it.
But it's a true story, though. It's actually technically a partnership. You know, I know that Billy Joe Saunders is a tough fight for Canelo. I don't think that he could have his way with Billy Joe. And that might upset the apple cart and spoil it for Canelo's team.
That's why Canelo ain't taking that. We know. Like, we know Oscar's just saying that to sort of like, you know, throw the fans, you know, for a loop and try to make them happy with throwing out just a name. But it's not going to be a Jacobs, a Charlo, or a Billy Joe Saunders for either Triple G or Canelo next, in my opinion.
It was just literally a name, though, when he calls him Billy Joe Saunders. So
I kind of believed him. I believe that there's money to be made in those two names.
No, there is. There definitely, but I think they're thinking along the lines of Ness and you take the Spike O'Sullivan route and then you fight Triple G next.
Yeah.
And
you take the Spike. Listen, the same thing Triple G is going to do. They're both going to do in-betweens and try to squeeze each other, but they both know the biggest business is with each other.
Right. It's the biggest business right now, and then followed by Danny Jacobs. No?
Danny Jacobs did 170. Ain't nobody thinking about Jacobs.
Wow. I think Billy Joe Saunders represents more money than Daniel Jacobs, but I think
If Daniel Jacobs was money, you don't think Billy Joe Saunders would have fought Daniel Jacobs now? Billy Joe Saunders was fighting Wolverine, Martin Murray, and who else he fought just now? David Lemieux. He would have been gave him a shot. Why ain't willing to give him a shot? He willing to fight Canelo and Triple G. Why wouldn't he be willing to fight Jacobs? Speaking of, let's not forget to mention that Tom Lawford took a shot on Twitter the other day at Jacobs. Rob, do you know the facts?
Jacobs.
Yeah, all right, I'll fill you in. He tweeted out, like, good to see. I think it was for the Ancajas and Jerwin Ancajas fight when they made weight on that Friday. You could just check out his tweets from that Friday. He's like, oh, good to see two fighters, making a second day IBF weigh-in and not trying to get an unfair advantage. Shots fired. So shots at Daniel Jacobs' team. For those that don't know or can't remember, you're fickle, you boxing fans, you losers. Remember that Daniel Jacobs decided, you know what? I'm not going to weigh in at no 160 170, the second day weigh-in for the IBF. I'm just not even going to fight for that IBF. I'm going to, weigh in whatever the fuck I want, try to get a weight advantage and just win all the belts. Really, I don't need to win the titles. I just need to win the war, and that didn't work out either. But he did do it. And there were shots fired. Did any of you notice that?
Shots fired all day, all week on Twitter, back and forth.
Who, Gervonta and Josue?
No, I'm sorry. I got kicked off and came back on. I thought you was talking about like.
Yeah, but who?
Between a lot of promoter chats, man. I saw a lot of and with the WBC as well. So the Sounders, obviously, Golden Boy. Hold on. Oscar De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn giving ultimatums, and Mauricio. That's what I've been following closely.
Everything on the topic boxes. The WBC pushing Golovkin to either fight Charlo or take the 35%.
Yeah.
Golovkin, Canelo threatening to fight Billy Joe Saunders or Spike O'Sullivan, and Eddie Hearn threatening that if you don't give me an answer by this week, you ain't getting this fight.
Which is kind of whack.
So it brings us to the Charlo brothers, right? We never discussed that, right?
No, we have not.
The fact that Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn have sent them offers to promote them. So quickly, let's think, what options do we find for the Charlos signing to Top Rank at 54 and 60?
Top Rank does business with Eddie Hearn, right?
Yeah. I would say that they at least I would say that they do not do business, right? Like they do something, I'm gonna say. There's,
that's the only cross, that's the only place I see happening, connecting, because and Top Rank also does business with Golden Boy loosely. So yeah.
But who does Eddie Hearn have at 54 and 60? Okay, Eddie has Brooke, so that at least gets Jermell one fight.
Right. And Jermall with Daniel Jacobs.
Oh, okay. Look at the captain doing better than the host.
Yo, I'm a host, bro.
But just remember that Jacobs is tied with the HBO. I guess it's all Matchroom USA, but I think the Charlos are in mind of the DAZN deal, and Jacobs is tied to the HBO deal. He's got his own. I've read things that Jacobs isn't actually part of DAZN.
Of course not.
Yeah, so I don't know as far as him being
6 fights with HBO. You're right.
So I don't know how that will play out as far as, like you're saying, Charlo having an opponent as in with Jacobs. But
what does that mean? That Charlo's locked in to Showtime or another network?
It means this, man, that I remember when PBC came out and all I could think of was I just wanted to start because we really won't get any answers. Like, we don't know where Charlo's going to go, who he's going to fall with, and what fights is going to be out there, because we don't ultimately know what deals Eddie would truly be able to do. Like, we could think traditionally and say to ourselves, well, Bob will never do business with Al, and then turn around and sign both Charlos and do more business with Al. We don't.
Bob has done business with Al.
I read and you guys probably already know this or said it out loud, but Jermall Charlo, right? He's the 154 pounder, right? Am I right?
Yep.
All right. He was like, right now I'm focusing on this next opponent, Trout, and I'm only interested in whoever cares about my career and who's going to bring me the best fights, the fights that's going to make me the star of boxing. I appreciate them look at me as the face of boxing, but I'm only going to mess with who really cares about my career. That being said, I'm sure he's going to want the style right now, the way that they're saying they're lining up opponents for Golovkin and they line up names for Canelo. That's what I think will make him the get him the pick of the crop. I mean, he'll pick based off that, like a lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like Danny Jacobs went to Eddie Hearn, and there was really no lineup. You know, there's no lineup. So if there's a lineup and it makes sense to the Charlo brother, as they say, care for his career, I think is a good choice and a good way to put it in how to sign.
If Eddie picks up both the Charlo twins, I will see a mass exodus of Showtime PBC Al Haymon fighters to DAZN. If that happens, if he picks up the Charlos, you will see tons of fighters, both at 154 and 160, from top 50 guys, top 20 guys, like the Tony Harrisons of the world, the E.J. Smiths of the world. Like, they will start moving over to Eddie and DAZN. The Charlos could be that seal that breaks the dam, so to speak.
Did you see the little video I sent in the pre-pro for? It was from Jermell at the airport today. He was on Instagram Live.
What did he say?
Well, first he missed his flight because the TSA wouldn't allow him on the flight because he had his WBC belt in his carry-on luggage. That was
That makes no sense.
Well, whatever. That was what he was saying. They won't let me on because I got my belt in my bag. And then he panned down and literally unzipped his bag, and he's got like the green and gold belt in his bag. And then people were asking questions and stuff. And he said, I just want to fight. I just want to fight good fights and whatever. And then he said, I've had a big ass offer from one promoter. Shout out to the guy that's. He was saying he wants to earn the bag. He wants the bag.
Oh yeah, he didn't name drop.
He didn't say the name, but it was like one of these maybe.
And we're speculating, but somewhere else surfaced that is Top Rank and Eddie Hearn.
Because yes, apparently it's been been confirmed that
Jermall Charlo is the one that broke the news himself, saying that he and his brother received offers from Top Rank and Eddie Hearn. Then it was Jermall Charlo on IG Live saying one of those guys sent a really good offer.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's definitely Eddie. I'm not saying that's definitely Bob. I was just saying it was kind of interesting that one of these has stood out to Jermell. That oh yes, we've had one serious fucking like good offer.
Well, let's forget that Bob Arum signed David Benavidez, a PBC Fighter 2 deal, and now David Benavidez is in a legal battle with Samson's Boxing and Top Rank.
Remember that Top Rank, first of all, Bob's background is an attorney.
And the Yale graduate.
And, I can't even remember any Top Rank contract that, like, basically, to sum it up even better, paraphrasing, like, I can't remember any contract that had a scandal or a fighter that, he couldn't work with. Meaning, if Benavidez has an issue, they'll settle with Samson somehow. Like, if they wanted Benavidez, they are fully aware of whatever legal battle they had to go through to get him.
They buy out the contract.
Yep.
Yes, but I just mentioned that because Bob Arum is a serious player when it comes to quote unquote poaching PBC fighters. Or something.
I don't know if you can say that. Who else has he poached?
Well, it's the same thing with Eddie. He's only poached one, and that's Daniel Jacobs.
Yeah, and who's to say that's poaching? Jacobs made it clear he's still with Haymon.
Yeah, but me and you've talked about this like on another show. Like we don't know what the relationship is like with Haymon and Jacobs now. Like you brought that up. You started
about that. I don't know what the relationship is like with Haymon and Eddie. Not
okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Eddie, because Eddie's the one that says that would make, if I was Haymon, I'd be like, hey, bro, what's going on?
Okay, I see what you're saying now. I misunderstood you like weeks ago. But I think both guys are players for. I'm using the word poaching just for lack of a better term right now, because I don't think it's that. I think it's just business.
Signing.
I think they're trying to sign Al Haymon fighters because Al Haymon fighters usually don't have exclusive TV deals or promotional deals.
I'm starting to shape Al Haymon as like an agent where he gets you the best deal. So there's still a relationship.
Yeah, he's the advisor. Essentially,
use the word advisor, but I'm feeling it more like an agent. Like, yo, look,
is manager or advisor?
Yeah,
manager. It's not manager. It's not, because you have to get licensed as a manager, and he's not licensed as a manager, so he's not.
He's also an Ivy League graduate.
Rob, this guy with his mat stats.
I'm not. That's what Eddie talks about with the whole Muhammad Ali Act and being a promoter and manager. Haymon's an advisor.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's definitely not a promoter, so he has every right to be a manager.
No, but he's not a manager.
But you don't know that because he's definitely not a promoter. You can't say that he's definitely not a manager.
They have licenses for Haymon Promotions. They have.
No, they do not. First of all, it's not even called Haymon Promotions, Matt.
No, it's not called. You do not. Did you hear my words? They have licenses. Not that they're using them, but they have licenses. This came out in the whole court document with Oscar De La Hoya. This is all public information, Ness.
Do you want me to read Wikipedia, Al Haymon, Wikipedia?
Yes.
What the hell does Wiki got?
Let me just clear my throat.
Wiki boxing.
Al Haymon, born April 22nd, 1955, is an American boxing advisor / manager.
Aha, Matt.
Has twice won the Boxing Writers of America Manager of the Year award.
Never Promoter of the Year. Ha ha.
Let me scroll.
Where's that sound bite?
You don't want to play that on himself.
I just did. I can at least admit when I'm wrong.
Everything. Facts.
So no.
He has licensings as a promoter. Premier boxing promoters.
That's not what I said.
Shout out to Curtis Cooper. Thankfully, Ness is here to combat the hashtag Matt Stats.
Yeah, you pull him up on it, and I'll back you up with the actual fact.
Yeah. It's the tag team, the way you guys were tag teaming the other day.
Yeah, Ness, right. I wanted to ask you, right, as we've seen Broner's so-called offer, do you think this could be somewhere in the realm that Eddie's offering Charlo's?
It could be the same offer, and for Charlo's, it's something, or Charlo, it's something. We know Broner's been getting that type of money.
Yeah, but so
we've heard different.
What kind of purses have either of the Charlos been kind of getting? Matt mentioned,
dude. We've heard 100,000, as low as 100,000.
That's what I mean.
That's commission numbers?
Yeah, that's commission numbers. So we don't know the backroom check.
Yeah.
But is the backroom check?
It don't matter.
Broner backroom check.
But listen, Rob. It doesn't matter. We don't need to speculate on a backroom check because Broner's front check. Broner's commission check never been that low. So there's no way that they're on the same level in terms of, hold on a minute, Matt, relax.
I misunderstood you. That's all.
Broner's front check, the one that the commission gets and tells us, it's never been that low. So you can't assume that Charlo is making what Broner's making because his front number would be the same.
No. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, the Charlo like backroom check, as we're calling it, isn't going to be that much bigger that makes it equal to Broner. It's not, obviously. So on that, if Eddie has made that offer, do you see the Charlos signing?
I mean, we know the Charlos don't make M's. We know the Charlos.
Well, my point is they're maybe not at the level of obviously Broner's numbers and things that Broner pulls in.
But they're the future, though.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think Eddie would give that Broner level deal investing in the future?
Eddie has to, if he's thinking smart, because Jermell would eventually move up. Hopefully when Jermall moves out, Eddie invested in Daniel Jacobs, who eventually will move up. I mean, he's doing the right thing. The thing is, can he solidify these deals? There's a lot of talk, a lot of will and deal. I see that Dan Rayfield from ESPN also came out talking about this story again. So they're keeping it fresh in the media. They want us to remember that he has $1 billion and that it's an 8-year deal and that he's actively trying to sign fighters. And all I can do is applaud him. All I can do is applaud him for dealing with some of these personalities that, will do the actions of a Adrian Broner. And for those that are casual and don't know, Eddie sent them a 3-fight deal offer and he publicized it. That's not how you do business. I'm happy to see that the bad boys of boxing are mature boys of boxing enough to say, we're going to keep our mouths shut. We want to see what that bag look like before we start fucking blabbering on social media. But let's see what happens. It's like I said.
Yeah, until we get an announcement.
I want to two-step.
Hold on a minute, Cash. If Eddie can't take everyone, it's a failure for me. Because
if he can't take anyone or everyone, what did you say?
Everyone. You got to take everyone, because if not, all you're doing is causing another separation, another Cold War, another, difficult negotiation.
Right. I want to say that the back office talk, we don't know how official that is. Of course, there's more income based around the fight with endorsements, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that the bag, as we're calling it, that Eddie Hearns is offering to these people, the purses, that the back offers, the back money income should still exist, unless he's saying, I own everything for this contract.
But that's the thing. We don't know if those backroom checks are going to exist unless Haymon is still the advisor.
I mean, shit. If Haymon got you this far, why would you go elsewhere? Unless he says, you know what, Eddie Hearn is going to give you.
Hey, that's my.
He's still the advisor for Jacobs. You just mentioned that.
Exactly. But look, he was not the advisor for Benavidez, and he did business with Benavidez. He got Benavidez a world title shot. He put Benavidez on show. Like, that was kind of wrong of Benavidez. I don't know.
I think everyone thought Benavidez had Haymon as an advisor.
Oh yeah, we thought that shit, but we also know that it's a Samson thing. Listen, I know it because of that. This very same conversation, it's like Fortuna. The world probably think Fortuna's signed to Haymon, and he's not. He's not.
Same with Mike Garcia. Like, he's technically doesn't have Haymon as a contracted advisor.
That's another one that can just be like, you know what, I'm out. He could Benavidez Haymon.
Oh, absolutely.
Haymon got to be careful. You got to be careful. He's giving these guys exposure, giving them A-sides, giving them main events, and he doesn't have them on paper. And we all laughed. Hold on 1 minute. We all laughed at Oscar when Haymon swooped in and straight vulture-like took all Oscar's fighters. It was because Oscar did the same thing. He got lazy. He stopped getting people on paper, or that paper expired.
I was thinking, like, all right, so Mikey Garcia, free agent, but his matchmaking could stop because Al Haymon could advise this fighters, nah, you're not fighting Garcia.
Absolutely, but that doesn't mean that if Bob Arum signs Mikey Garcia, Bob Arum can't get him 3 fights. He could sign him to a 3-fight deal. Let's say, hypothetically, something sexy like $5 million a fight. 3-fight deal. Your first fight, you get the winner of Regis Prograis versus Jose Ramirez. Your second fight, he find him another 100.
Jeff Horn.
Huh?
It could be Jeff Horn at 147. It could be. It's
Jeff Horn at 47 to transition him into his super fight versus Crawford at 47. Damn, me and Matt together are the best matchmakers in the world.
I was just gonna call you matchmakers. Matchmaking Matt and Ness.
Easy. Like, and again, like same with the Charlos. Like, if the Charlos are with Eddie or with Bob, they can find
it. That easy. It ain't that easy. That world ain't that easy.
But when you have the best champion in the division with Jermell Charlo, you have a rising star and a mandatory to Triple G in Jermall Charlo. Eventually, you're going to be, the negotiation power is going to be on your side in those divisions.
All he got is Toyota Corolla and one night under the moonlight with the devil, and Corolla will be looking like a crash dummy. It ain't bad.
It'd be bad.
I mean, even Jermell beats Corolla. They might let Jermell move up to 40 to 60 just to grab that regular belt from him, just to say he did what his brother did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you also have ESPN, behind you. That helps. I think it's helped Lomachenko.
I don't know. Help in what? Like
Exposure.
you still need
you have a machine. You have Disney and ABC behind you. That's who owns ESPN. You have
as
Disney.
good as your fight, man. You still need a dance partner.
But understandable. But you still have the Charlos, and it's not like Bob doesn't work with Al. He doesn't work with Eddie.
Right. You see,
Bob works with everyone.
OTKP said if you get Jermell, you better get Jarrett Hurd. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't start picking and separating these guys, because right now Haymon has them in a universe where we get them all.
But what I said, the top of this topic was if Jermell and Jamal go to Eddie or Bob, it's an exodus. Like, you're going to see everyone from the Haymon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I don't think it's an exodus. Fuck that.
What about over in the UK?
A lot of people.
Who's in the UK?
Listen, at the end of the day, he's an advisor. And if the best offer came in for those two guys, he's got to advise them to take it.
Right. / manager.
So what happens if, like you said, it's hard for the Charlo brothers under Eddie Hearn, but what about in the UK? What's out there for them?
Shit. Fucking.
No, the Charlos are better under Eddie. They're worse under Haymon, I would say. Not Haymon, sorry, Arum. They're worse under Arum, better off of it.
Better on the Eddie. They got one fight each. One could fight Daniel Jacobs, the other could fight Kell Brook.
And that's better than what Moreta, and that's it.
Yeah, but then it's over, bro. We're talking a 3-fight deal. Listen, Eddie would have to become a friendly promoter.
You mentioned one name. I mentioned two with Eddie. What do you mean? How is it better? Mention one more name. Match it.
What you mean? You mentioned one name.
I mentioned two with Eddie. You have Daniel Jacobs and Kell Brook.
I mentioned that first of all. And anyway, that's two separate fighters for two separate fights.
Different division.
But you mentioned one name for one fighter.
Which fighter are you talking about?
Moreta with Bob Arum. Like, you only mentioned one fighter in that state.
Oh, he fucking got over there.
And how is it better? How is it better than Daniel Jacobs and Kell Brook?
Because it's one fight. You got it. You're doing it as
you mentioned one fight. You mentioned one fight. I mentioned two.
Yeah, just relax.
What are you talking about?
Just relax. We're just miscommunicating. Relax, damn, calm down. What I'm saying is, per fighter, he has one fight.
And you said one fight for one fighter, and that's it.
I get you.
How is that better than
still not a 3-fight deal?
I understand that.
You shouldn't go to any promotional company for one fight.
Ness, I understand that. But again, you said Bob Arum is better than Eddie for the Charlos, but there's literally more fights.
Whoa.
Right, so name them, Matt. Name them.
That's what I said. I said that you countered that. You said, no, that's not true.
No. Yeah, I'm saying it's not true that it's better for them to go to Eddie. I'm saying they're both equally bad options. I've never said that Bob is the better option.
But better for them to go to Eddie because now filling that blank. So
there is no because. They each got one fight over there. Eddie would have to fucking totally put on his Tinkerbell and go and make love with the Eubanks and hope that he could get Eubank to fight Jermall for his second fight. Like, what's his third fight? And that Eubank is not even possible.
I believe
somebody else. He got 8 years to do that.
I believe this whole DAZN thing, and Eddie said that we can work with other promoters, we can work with other network, we can. So it's not.
Robert, when I'm serious, I use your full name, okay?
You're like my mom now, telling me off. Huh?
Promoters always say, "Oh yeah, we can work with Al Haymon. Yeah, we'll work with Bob Arum." They've been saying that shit all their life, and not working with each other. Come on, bro. Like Matt was so quick to say, "Oh, Bob works with Al." Yeah, one time, 1.5 times, like every 100 years. Like, come on, bro.
Half time.
Working with Al is what Eddie does. Working with Al is what Lou and TGB. You know, that's working. With Bob is what Bob does, works well with Zanford Promotions. You know what I'm saying? He that's like consistent.
I would argue that that's more like I'm gonna use this term, but it's wrong. I can't think of a better term, like feeder leagues or feeder promotions. Like you're using them for content more than you are working together as a partnership. Like it's like I've seen Arum and let's say a Haymon fighter co-promote a fight. I have never seen Arum and like Zanford quote unquote like co-promote in the same way. But I get what you're saying.
Anyway, we're just gonna have to see how this all pans out, I think. But I'm sure it'll be explained to all these fighters that are getting offers. I'm sure it's being explained to them or what the plan is, or they're not just shown a check and they're going, oh, okay. And then, oh, fuck, who am I fighting? What? Oh, I'm kind of stuck here now. I don't know. I think there must be some kind of level of explanation because it's this whole big new venture.
They're waiting for like like, you know how Showtime put in that huge announcement with all these fight cards? Like, I think Eddie's sort of waiting for that to have at least, 5 names, 6 names, 10 names where you can go put them all in a press conference, all on a table and go talk to the media now. We're DAZN, Matchroom USA. I think he's waiting for that, instead of one at a time instead of that.
Again, whether you want to take it with a pinch of salt, as you normally do, but Eddie, I remember saying in an interview, he's kind of got it in his head what the first card's going to be, who's on that card on September. He's pretty much in his mind got it down as to who's on that card and like who's fighting who.
What card is that? Is that an AJ?
No. There's no names been mentioned in it. He's not said any names in it, but he's looking forward. September 22nd, first fight on DAZN. He's pretty much got it level in his head what that's going to be and who's in that card. But maybe some of that's on the back of hoping to assign certain people. So I don't know.
Throw that Jay-Z sample on right now.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
Well, you don't have to believe me.
We're talking Eddie. We're not going to kill the messenger.
Oh, okay, good. I am Eddie's messenger.
So,
you are Eddie's messenger.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Jeff Horn's in town.
In other news, Joseph Parker versus Brian Jennings for August per Dan Rayfield. That's their negotiations allegedly.
What? Joseph Parker versus Brian Jennings?
Mm-hmm. I like that.
A lot of horns for that.
We knew that. Remember when we did the show and the conversations on Brian Jennings signing the top rank, we knew that he was going to get Joseph.
I'm just shocked off the loss. Like no comeback fight in between. Like no
Joseph.
Yeah, I'm shocked about it. Even though he wasn't knocked out or anything. Like
man, this is right. Listen, Brian unfortunately hasn't been showing elite level heavyweight status. He hasn't. This is a good fight for Joseph to kind of say, like, we're not rebuilding. We're right there in contender status still, or title contention.
If he beats Brian Jennings, I mean,
it proves something
in any sort of definitive fashion. It does prove something. It's like, okay, he's back. We talk about it. He is. I mean, think about has he been talked about at all since his loss? Not really.
He wasn't talked about before.
Ooh, damn.
Not in this. I'm just saying that's how.
Talks about as much as Brian Jennings, maybe.
That's how brutal the boxing audience is, period. They don't talk about everybody. You know what I'm saying? They're not talking about Brian Jennings. Brian Jennings was on the show protecting himself. Like, I ain't no freaking man, no journeyman, no, whatever that phrase is that you come and beat me up. You know what I'm saying? He was speaking highly of himself, protecting himself. He didn't want that label. He's a champion. Well, so same thing. Joseph Parker came out of nowhere for AJ.
Was a champion.
Maybe he's a star now based off of that audience that watched him fight.
No, I don't know.
Would that be a New Zealand fight?
No.
No, the location. I forget where the location is, but it's a new casino. It's some new casino.
I'll tell you, man.
In the U.S.
I think so. I forget. Dan Rayfield wrote on it. I forget the exact location. There was some new venue.
I'm on it.
Thank you, super producer over there. Thank you. You're so sweet.
Great in the corner though.
The giggle from this. Come on.
You're hilarious, bro.
But I think that's it for news. No boxing this weekend. There's a BN Sports card on Saturday, a Estrella TV card on Friday, but no one's gonna watch that. No one cares.
Pretty sad.
Yeah. So next weekend though, Jeff Horn versus Crawford.
Next weekend is Crawford Horn, Charlo Trout. Who else is fighting? There's someone else, right?
Leo versus Abner too.
Oh shit! Damn.
That's in LA.
But there's 3 filled up fights, like must watch TV.
One's on ESPN Plus, so it's not TV, unfortunately.
Well, warrant for ESPN.
Beat me to it.
Very quick. The Joseph Parker, Brian Jennings is rumored for Ocean Resort Casino, which opens on the June 28th in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
No, not Atlantic City. No.
Well, Jennings is from Philly.
What? Jennings versus Joseph Parker in Atlantic City?
In a new venue a new casino in Atlantic City. That could fail.
That is the saddest thing Bob Arum could do to poor Joseph Parker. I swear. Yo, shout out to Thomas Lamana, though. If you're gonna do some fucking work in AC, you better holler at Thomas Lamana, who at least has been reviving that boxing community with Boardwalk Boxing. Tsunami Sam and a few others will be on a card tomorrow and the 2nd. Evander Holyfield holding an event down there, and Miss Downing Promotions holding an event down there. So I mean, maybe they're getting the word. Maybe Bob has gotten the word that the bag is around, is there to be gotten if you put the right event together. Listen, for me, I don't care. It's about an hour and a half drive. You know, I'll hit AC. They got casinos. You know, I'll make it a date. Bring a date. Make it a date. It's all good.
Sounds like a plan.
You know, even though I probably bullshit and be right here doing it from home.
I know.
You're gonna do the show.
But it's AC though. It's AC and it's right there. I might make it an event, bring a date, make it a date. You never know.
Broken record.
One more time, you know, then 3 times in a row.
I ain't been there in a minute.
Sounds like a plan.
Sound like a plan, my man.
That phrase, the bag.
Yo,
What's up?
what you doing tonight, yo?
Me, you know, I'm relaxing. I just came off for 2 straight days of work. You know,
Oh, where you was at?
Manhattan.
Oh man, you right there. You right there.
2-day working week. Oh,
I know, right? Bad.
But then I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I like that bag phrase. The other day, I'm at a pool in North Carolina. And my son's like, "Who's watching the bag?" And immediately I'm thinking like the money bag. I'm like, "Yeah, who's watching the bag?"
keep your eye on the bag. There's 50 million in the bag.
Yeah, that's what was. Yeah, bag. The whole new meaning.
Yeah.
Yo, we going to our sponsors, our callers,
The Nest is on
secret guests.
Speaking of the sponsors, shout out to El Camino. We gonna be locking horns in Vegas. We gonna tear Vegas down
For what?
June. You know, it's this employee. What do you call the
retreat? Employee retreat, right?
what do you call the relationship between sponsor and sponsoree?
Ooh.
Know what I'm saying? Well, we just getting together. Like we gonna have
crisis meetings.
What do you call it? Like when you valuation, bro. Because you know, it's like, yo, it's been a couple years. We're gonna come to the table.
So a reunion.
Yeah, reunion in a way.
Or just a gathering.
In a way, you know.
I don't get my ticket too. Shit.
Whoa.
Nah.
Whoa.
Abe. El Camino.
Shout out to Abe.
Shout out to Abe for real.
I'll be there. I'll drive.
A crisis meeting. OTK.
That's right. Let's go.
We're having a crisis.
Yo, Monster still talking about keeping an eye out for Brian McIntyre. Looks like we're gonna have the trainer of Terrence Bud
possibly
Crawford.
Possibly.
He says from the Texas to keep an eye out that he should be a go ski.
1 minute.
But let's go to the sponsors.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
We're going to go out to the Queen City Cobra. Anthony Edwards, what's up?
What's happening, man? Shit,
Oh, man, thank you, brother. Thank you.
What's up, guy? Yeah, maybe some
Wow, you breaking up, player. You must be driving. Call me when you at the light. We're going out to California, getting some of that California love, that sunshine, man. I need some of that.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Y'all pressed on so many topics, man. I don't even know where to start. I do say Canelo is wrong for making Triple G take less money. He made everybody lose money. People had to book rooms, book flights. Everybody had to cancel, all because of Canelo. He should take what Triple G is offering, my opinion. Far as the Charlo signing with Hearn, hey, I'm all for the fighters getting the most money, whatever works for them. I got one question for y'all. I'll take the answer off air. What 4 or 5 fights that would need to happen for you guys to say this year was better than last year? That's my call, brothers. Peace to all of y'all, to all the boxing brothers out there.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in.
Let me answer the question really fast. AJ Wilder, Canelo Triple G2, Charlo versus Jared Hurd. Let's go Spence versus the winner of Danny versus Sean at the end of the year. If those 4 fights happen, I'm good. I'll say 2018 was better.
Yeah, I think if Loma was fit by the end of the year and we could get a Mikey Garcia fight, that would be another one. Loma, Mikey, but yeah, you kind of said all the fights, I think.
Man, I'll take all of those too, man. I'm not picky, man. I just, give me good fights, I'm happy. So whatever's good, I'm good. Like, look, I was happy with Brooke Hurd. Like, that's good for me. Even though I know what it is, Hurd should like run through Brooke.
Oh,
event kind of status, right? But callers. 407 Orlando 613.
Hey, what up, man? This Majid calling from a different phone.
What up, brother?
But not much. I don't really got nothing to say. I'm just giving y'all a shout out and keep up the good work.
Thanks for the love, Majid. Thanks for the love. Let's get to Hurricane Ray in Miami, Florida, coming through.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Yo, Mess, is your birthday today?
It's my birthday. I'ma get high if I want to.
Shout out to Ness, man. How old are you? Like 50? Nah, just kidding, man. I'm fucking
55. 55. Matt with the soundboard.
Yo, what up, Matt?
What up, man?
Hand it back.
Let me get this started, man. Yo, in regards to Canelo, man, you should take whatever the fuck they offer. Like Info Joe just said, man. Made everybody lose money on the deal. Whatever. Let me move on. Yo, in regards to Eddie Hearn, and did you hear that he's giving another deadline? Yo, this guy be pushing deadlines farther back than LeBron's hairline. Yo, he need to go come with some shit. He already lost. He already lost at the negotiating table when Wilder made that chess move and checkmated his ass. Man, he need to accept what they're offering as well. That's my call. Shout out. Have a great weekend. Let's hit it up. Oh, you guys making any predictions? Is a fight this weekend?
No fights, bro.
Crawford
no
and her,
fights.
right? And the Horn, right?
Nah, not this week.
Man,
Next week.
I've been working too much, man.
Hey, man.
Working too much, but
better
anyways.
to have a job than not have one. Hurricane Ray, stay up. And you in Miami anyway, man. You really happy out there. Stay blessed, brother. We're going out to Joshua in New Orleans. Talk to me. And he's with the Desperado music. We're going to Marcus in DC. Habla.
Yo, what's good, baby? Yo, check it out. Happy birthday, Ness, man. Happy born day. Look.
Thank you, brother.
Charlo, bro. Really, like, who else could he sign to fight him? After he got Danny, Billy Joe, you know what I'm saying? He could fight Triple G because I know Loeffler worked with him. Also, something like else you said. But anyway, the whole thing, I was looking at it like, he don't have no ties. He doing streaming. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like it just needs some new blood, like where the money coming from. It could be that they're not going to work with him, but I mean, I can see the Charlos getting some fights with him. AB sitting there talking about that 2.5, but he could. I mean, the upswing on him if he had fought Amir Khan, let's say in Wembley Stadium. Of course, he's not getting 2.5. Like Triple G and Canelo's guarantee was $5 million and $3 million when they fought each other. Canelo walked away with 50. Triple G walked away with 20. So I think we're talking like silly stuff when we're talking about that. The potential is there for them to make upside fights. Clearly with Hearn and a couple of fights being in the UK. As far as like some of the stuff that's going on, I would love to hear from B Mac. Like, what is Terrence Crawford's next step after Horn? Like, does he really think that he needs another fight, or is he trying to shoot straight at like one of the main champs? Is he trying to fight the winner of Danny and Sean Porter? Does he really want to see Errol Spence at this point? That'd be something I would like to hear what he say. And then something else you would touch on, but I think people really underestimate what Hearn can do. I know when PBC started, they had a war chest of $500 million. This man got like $1.2 billion. So, man, people gonna start getting shaky soon. At some point in time, people gonna start folding, and then who knows? Like
but it was a different
scenario.
Different scenario.
Yeah, but but like this, Ness. If you was the agent of a fighter, of a very popular face fighter, a Matchroom USA, you would probably get some of the revenue share as being one of the first couple of fighters that signed on there. If you took a deal, you know what I'm saying? If you was the popular fighter and you were, opened up the floodgate for signing with Hearn with Matchroom USA, because at some point in time, the rotation at PBC, like you said, they dropped the dude, Jermall Hearn. It's like at some point it's gonna start congealing real soon. So people gonna need some other outlets to get paid, because people. I mean, the one thing about PBC, they are putting people out the way, and like what I'm saying, it's clearing away for like Danny Jacobs to take fights against people. This insignificant fight. His next fight, he fought Selecki, but who is his next fight gonna be? You see what I'm saying? It's almost like he's protected a little bit. He's not at PBC. He don't have to go right in front of Golovkin. He don't have to go right in front of Charlo. You know what I'm saying? So I think some more fighters gonna slide that way. I don't see why not, but that's my call, man. I hear my time in the back, man. Happy to be there again, bro. Peace.
Marcus, thank you for calling in. As always, we're gonna try Mr. Edwards again.
Yeah, hear me nice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, happy birthday and all that, Gemini season and all that.
Thank you, brother.
But I got some good topics. Shit. Oh yeah, shout out to Casual. You ain't so casual no more, bro. You more like medium or something. Is there a medium word for that? But I'm kind of starting to feel like the whole AJ Wilder thing. It's getting stale, man. If it's not at that point, it's definitely getting to that point. People are getting tired, with social media and everything. It's true. We hear it every day. So it's getting to the point where we want it, they want it. So hopefully it happens. Canelo gonna be Canelo. He's gonna sell pay-per-view for shit, Spike or any other bum he step in with. So it ain't a big deal. But we'll see about the fight. If y'all get Bomac on, that'd be nice. I'd love to hear from him. See what Crawford gonna do. How would that work? I guess Bob would do business with Haymon for real for that big fight, but who would he take first? I'd like to see him step in against Mikey Garcia before he steps. He's talking about going at the champs right away. Shit, I want to see him against Mikey or some goddamn body first, but Mikey talking smoke with Errol, so we'll see how that happens. But that's all I got, man. Should I holler at y'all?
I don't believe Mikey with that Earl smoke. He better stop lying when we hear his brother talking about, nah, it won't happen anytime soon. Joshua, New Orleans. Joshua, New Orleans.
Yeah, come back to me.
All right. Mr. Bomac. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Oh, you got the headset and everything. Check him out. Well, we'd like to introduce Brian McIntyre to the show, head trainer of Terrence Crawford. And you also train the light heavyweight that's
Stephen Nelson.
Stephen Nelson. Yeah, we were introduced to Steven around here the other day. We had his girlfriend Raquel Miller on the show. But thank you for taking the time out to allow us the opportunity to interview you, obviously. I know you're a busy man with this big fight coming up with Terrence Crawford versus Jeff Hearn. How's everything?
Everything is running as planned.
So where you headed? Look like you're in an airplane there, man.
No, man. We on our way back to the house for a day. Then we heading out to Vegas.
Okay, so training camp is over today.
Yeah, training camp is over today, so we're gonna head home for a day. Then we're gonna head out to Vegas.
Man, so you guys were sparring with a good friend of mine, actually, brethren, Wellington Romero. I seen the picture.
Yeah.
What is he, southpaw, right?
Who you say?
Wellington Romero. Yeah, Wellington Romero. He lost to Lomachenko. What is it?
He's from New Jersey.
Yeah, he's from New Jersey. His trainer is terrific. I seen a picture of all of you guys on Instagram.
Oh, I don't know, man. We was working with some cat out of Philly.
Yeah, Terrific is from Philadelphia, actually.
Yeah, Terrific is from Philly. The trainer's from Philly. He has braids, right?
Dreads.
No, man. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Is he amateur or pro, man?
He's a pro. He's a pro, 140 pounder.
No, that was he was working with Hooker.
Okay, Maurice?
The Colombian or something, right?
Well, he's Dominican.
Dominican, yeah.
Oh, I seen him take a picture.
Why you in the rush, dude? You in the rush? Talk to my driver, man. Out here floating this shit.
So you guys headed to Vegas now or back to the house?
We're going to the house for a day. We're gonna get in Vegas Saturday.
Okay.
I have a question, Brian Enrique Church. How's the temperature in Nebraska right now? And how's Terrence Crawford mood right now that we're getting closer to the fight? Is he in relax? Is he anxious to get it over with? I know he's like a professional, but there's been a lot of back and forth. So what's the mood like?
Hey, he's anxious to kick Jeff Hearn's ass, dude. Real motivated. He told me last night he ain't been as motivated in a minute. That's good. That's music to my ears. And just the way he trained in camp, you can see it. So you're gonna see one of the best Terrence Crawford coming up next week.
What do you think is causing that newfound motivation? Like, why do you think he hasn't been this motivated in a while? What is it? Because it's a new division?
No, it's doubt. People doubt him. They don't think he can do nothing at 147. They think he's too small by coming up. They say, "Oh, Jeff Hearn is big. He muscle Pacquiao around." Terrence Crawford is big too, man. Hey, if it was up to Terrence, he would have fought 140 coming out of amateurs, but I kept it down to 35 because I wanted to maximize that weight. Why he still could make it.
And I mean, that was intelligent. It got him to be multiple division champion, Put the eyeballs on him.
Exactly.
But we all knew he was pretty big when he jumped up on what was that 10 days notice you guys got for British Prescott?
Right. Yep. And that was just walking around. We were just walking around at 147, 148. So I was like, shit, why not? You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs their shot, and that was our shot.
Now, the headbutts that it was a really rough fight with Pacquiao and Hearn. We always ask fighters or trainers these questions, like when they're in a fight with a guy like Sean Porter, like, what are you gonna do versus a Sean Porter? And a Kelbrook is like, oh, if Kelbrook tries to hold you, what are you gonna do? So, like, what's the plan for a Terrence Crawford when he gets in there with a Jeff Hearn who is kind of awkward? His style isn't traditional.
Right. So if I answer that question, I'd probably be the dumbest thing I'd say it all day. That'd be giving away a strategy. But I tell you this, we're just gonna go upside his head. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Now, are you expecting Bryan for him to be rough? Like, do you guys? I'm not giving away your strategy, but are you planning for like I got something if he comes this route, or you think he's gonna be a much more cautious because Crawford is just too slick?
I'm just thinking he gonna be just determined. So he gonna try to do whatever he want to do, get the job done. So that's what I'm expecting. And if you got to come in with his head, or if you got to try to hold or hit hold or whatever he does, I'm expecting him to do all of that so he can keep his belt.
Hey, Bryan, Rob from the UK. You're obviously very confident in Crawford getting past Hearn. You say you're going to knock him out and whatever. But where do you see Bud going after this fight? I saw there was talk of maybe Amir Khan and that. Obviously from the UK, I'm bringing that up. But yeah, just where do you see Bud going after this one?
I want Bud to unify at 140, 147. I want him to do the same he did at 40. So whoever else got those belts out there, hey, get ready because we coming.
I mean, you guys have been building up that Spence Crawford, not necessarily fight, but just that narrative, because there's so many fight fans that believe Earl is the guy, and you truly believe in your guy. And I think we just lost him. He was driving and he's on Skype. Oh, he's back. So yeah, I mean, like Bob Arum, do you think that's a super fight, or is that just a good enough fight for you if it was just on ESPN the way Lomachenko and Linares was? Or does Crawford Earl Spence have to be a pay-per-view?
I think it's a super fight. I think that's what ESPN wants, Top Rank wants, and that's what the public wants. And that's what we want. So, hey, let's go. Let's make it happen.
Now, obviously, you got Bob. I mean, Bob is an intelligent guy. He knows how to maximize and get the best possible opportunities for his fighter. So how immediate is a Crawford Spence on your agenda?
Well, you want to build it up. You want to sell the fight. And so if it takes 6 months, it takes a year, or whatever the case got to be, just get it built. So both of them guys can walk away, set for their future.
Now, Earl, I've been to that camp, obviously. Thanks for never inviting me to your camp, Bryan. But I've been to Earl's camp. He starts his camp at 177. So I like to hear that you said 6 months to a year to build it up, to marinate it. Do you think that a guy like Earl can last longer than 12 more months in the welterweight division?
Well, we'll see. I've heard him say he'll go up to 54 to fight Carol Brook, or he'll go up to 54 to fight some of those guys up there. So, we'll see. I mean, if it's a super fight there, and he can make multiple millions of dollars off that fight, I don't see why he wouldn't stay right there.
And for Crawford, and in this Hearn fight, obviously we've heard all the headlines, but is this a statement fight, or is getting the W? Because Crawford, I mean, even though it's kind of lame to even say that, because Crawford has always excited us. His fights end in excitement, but how important is excitement right now, being as though that you guys are treading in new territory? You're moving up a division.
Well, it's exciting. It's exciting to try to see this guy scramble up at 147 when we get there, and by going up, we just going up there to take over. What we call this whole thing to get the intro to 47 is called the takeover. So the rest of the 147 pounders better watch out. Right now, we got Jeff Hearn in our face. That's our first stage of the takeover. It's called the movement. Matter of fact, we got new shirts coming out saying the takeover. And I want to give some out to your fans, your listeners. So, then I want to give you one so you can wear it and take a picture with it. And maybe I can invite you to camp.
Well, we definitely will be interested in coming to camp for sure, and we would more than welcome those shirts to give them out to our public. I'm sure they would enjoy it as well. Obviously, we want to thank you for taking the time out. We got one more coming back from the UK, our UK co-host here. Rob, what you got?
No, I was just going to ask, obviously this fight had to be rescheduled due to an injury. Just wondered, is Bird 100% and all healed up?
Yeah, we're fine, man. We're fine. Trust me. You'll see.
I have one more for Brian too. All right, I know fighters. I remember Mike Tyson documentary. He said when he goes down that aisle, he got nervous, and the closer he gets to that ring, the more confident he becomes. How do you feel? Standing behind Crawford, everybody has the belts up in the air. Like, do you get like the ants? Like let's get it over with. Is there like butterflies in your stomach? Like, how do you feel walking down and everyone on their feet cheering?
My feeling is I can't wait till the world see what we just done. I can't wait for the world to see what we've been working on in camp. Because trust me, man, if you want your fighter to do something, you got to start that months way in advance. This can't start it before 5 or 6 weeks out from camp. You got to start there early. So when I step in that ring and you ever notice I let him in the ring, it's like, man, here I go. This is what y'all been waiting on. Shit in there, man, that we don't even work on. It just comes natural to him sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So when he's done and all said and done, going back home, go and get back in the gym, and we start working on what we need to work on for the next opponent. Now, why are you riding in the middle of the road?
Well, thank you, Brian. I can't wait to come to camp, and I look forward to the fight, man. And you're living a lot of people's dreams that want to become trainers, man. So congratulations on that.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Shout out to.
I want to tell them trainers, listen, just keep plugging at it. Stay in the gym. Get first and foremost, get your fighters to trust you, and always remember, trainers, listen. It ain't about you; it's about the fighters. Because the fighters make you who you are, and you make who the fighter is. So you got to be in sync with each other. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all listening, just take that in the heat, man. If you start with a little kid, take that little kid and make him the best powerful fighter in the world. That's how me and Terrence started. Started when he was 7, 8 years old, and we just kept plugging at it, and plugging at it, plugging at it, plugging at it, plugging. And then the more we go, we just add more pieces to the team, more coaches, you know what I'm saying? More business adventures, just keep your team tight. Just keep your team tight. Keep going to the gym every day and listen to your fighter. It ain't all about you. Listen to the fighter, because the fighter is the one in there fighting. Y'all have class when y'all in there working the pass. Don't tell him to do what all the time. Y'all sit there and y'all push it together. So when you're in the corner, you ask him to do something, he could do it, because for one, y'all been working on it for years. For two, y'all did it together. And three, it's a class, so y'all both learn. So any trainers listen to me out there, go ahead and do it, man. It's easy. It's easy work. All it takes is a hard work and dedication and sacrifice.
But there you go. That's the blueprint, trainers. So if you're out there listening, you listen to your fighter as well. It ain't all about you. It's about both of you.
Robbie gonna have to clip that for Doomy Doomsday. Listen, Brian, if you got any social media, please give it out at this time. We do once again want to thank you for coming on. And he's actually driving right now, and he still had the time to do this interview, ladies and gentlemen. So we truly appreciate that, Brian.
Hey man, y'all coming to the fight?
Yeah, we're gonna have Aaron Cantu will be there.
Okay, cool.
Our Las Vegas guy.
All right, man. I'm gonna come up there in New York, man, a couple of weeks after the fight, and bring them shirts up there for you. All right.
Definitely, brother.
I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you again. There you have it, Brian McIntyre, ladies and gentlemen. Good interview there. We definitely got to get inside of that camp. They seem focused, but it's been like that. It's been all, the headlines have been all juicy from Team Crawford since vacating and announcing that they will be moving up to 47. So it's just a matter of time of watching him put it together. You know, it's funny that he says that he started with him at 7, bro. You know, he's lucky. Not everyone gets to stay with their trainer, you know. So that was important that he said to listen to your fighter. That's probably what caused that relationship to last that long. Wow, 7 years old, man. It's funny because you also asked him about jitters and antsiness walking in. I think if I had been working with a fighter since he was 7 years old, he would be like a son to me, and I would be nervous. I would be anxious. Shit, I might jump in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I get antsy sometimes. Like we went to Joseph Parker's camp, and I was like, damn, man, I hope he really doesn't get hurt. Like I got connected to him, so I could imagine his close friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
putting Anthony Joshua like way above on the pedestal of knockout artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, you know, the good thing for Crawford is obviously he's tremendously skilled.
And he just looks real calm and relaxed every ring walk. You know what I'm saying? He don't even have like the skip, you know? He just like Terminator walking.
Well, no, that's that I think that the skip is like that nervous energy, you know, when you're calm is you're a killer. You know, B-Hop used to walk in there mask on, you know, doing the execution of X, like he wasn't dancing around and he didn't have a bunch of, you know, entourage. It was just straight business.
Mike Tyson used to walk slick as well.
Some are straight business, but we'll see, man. It's gonna be interesting to see. You know, because I didn't think about it like that. I didn't really pay attention really to, I guess, Hearn's size. Like I noticed how big Hearn was, but it's still Pacquiao, right? Like we had Pacquiao on a level, and we just expected something from him. So it's really hard for me to even judge Hearn, right? Like we don't know like how much Pacquiao lost. Like this is the real fight,
right?
With him and Crawford, you know.
Yeah, we can argue that Pacquiao was a little past his prime and a little gentle on Hearn, being like that hardcore Christian. Whatever.
I mean, the gentle thing, I mean, but how long has been Pacquiao going through that? Like, we've been asking about the killer instinct question in all interviews forever.
He's been winning by numbers, not by knockouts. So, you know.
Yes.
There you go. And now Jeff Hearn comes in, rough house style, you know, dog fight, young guy facing the gentle politician, religious man.
See, but the difference is Pacquiao, well, I can't say he's not a counterpuncher. He definitely counterpunched the shit out of Ricky Hatton.
Right.
But he's not
a younger Pacquiao.
Yeah, that was a younger Pacquiao. But he's not like a counterpuncher like Crawford. You know what I mean? Crawford's gonna make Hearn pay. I don't think Hearn is gonna be as aggressive as he was with Pacquiao. Like Pacquiao isn't as accurate as Crawford. Pacquiao doesn't use the jab to at least try to keep his fighter at bay like Crawford. I mean, it's just totally different styles. Different styles. And Pacquiao doesn't have the length, right? I believe Crawford
doesn't have the length, and he doesn't have like that defensive style either. You know what I'm saying? Where he's kind of distance and then reaches out. So
I'll be honest.
For Crawford.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't know he wasn't done.
I think that Jeff Hearn's plan is to try to smother and be dirty and use his head and hold and punch and, you know, get in where he can get in. But I don't think it'll be allowed, you know what I'm saying, with the style of Crawford. He's not like, that's what I mean. He has like this distance where he's out of reach, but he actually lands when he comes in.
But the interesting thing about that fight, outside of that it's on this app, is that Crawford, I think I lost my train of thought. Help me out here, Matt. Where have you been?
I was not here. What I missed? Did we have?
Well, Matt, Ness, you were mentioning the difference in this fight being that it's on the app. Hopefully that helps you pick up the thoughts.
That indica, man, that birthday indica, man, that's got him dead. He's been dead all show, man.
Well, Matt, you missed a great.
I conducted the interview basically alone. And thank you. Thankfully, you know, Rob had like 2 questions, and Enrique came through with like 2 or 3, right? How many you had?
Came on for like 5. What are you talking about?
Oh, damn, Enrique.
I was like dribbling the ball.
Your personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
I'm chimney right now.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Oh, so this was the thing. The interesting thing about the Crawford Horn fight, outside that it's on the app, is that Crawford has that mean streak. So when Horn actually lands, Crawford's going to try and pay back. So we'll see. We never really had anyone big, right? Like Victor Postal was the only natural, and then Dongo, but they were like foreigners that we didn't.
And they're different type of big. Like they were tall and skinny. Jeff Horn is
muscular,
probably a little more heavy, a little more girth.
So you think he's gonna pause definitely on that one? You think he's gonna come in like 165?
Oh
yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 47-pounders be 54 and 57 on the night of the fight.
I'll be honest, Crawford's pretty big. People forget how big Crawford is. Like I've been around Spence, Crawford, I've been around Thurman. Crawford is just as big as those guys, if not bigger.
That's what Brian said. He said, you know, everybody's doubting him. They think he's small. That's what got him motivated. So we'll see. Listen, we got a few other callers, but we're going to go out to our co-producer, the lovely Monsterpiece. The people, the monsters.
No intro?
I'm a motherfucking monster.
Monsterpiece in the laundry room.
Yeah, on speakerphone. Come on, Monster.
Squash.
Playing squash.
Oh shit.
Oh wow, Ness.
No, I thought she was
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Go fuck yourself, Ness. Hey, buddy.
Yo,
happy birthday.
What you need to be doing is like talking about yo Ness. I got the birthday cousin up in the heights. Know what I'm saying?
You know what? One day, I'm gonna get you the perfect one. I'm working on that one. Okay.
You had Cardi B, you told us.
People. Yo, I know. She knew Cardi B before Cardi was hot.
Hell yeah. Listen, guys, why is everybody talking shit about Crawford? People need to stop doubting him. What is there to doubt?
Who's talking
the
shit?
guy beat all the top guys. The haters, yo, on Instagram talking about his resume is whack.
That's part of boxing, though.
He hasn't beat anybody. That Lomachenko has a better resume. That this guy has a better. That Spence has a better. I'm like, Jesus Christ, the guy beat all the top guys in his division. Everybody who people thought that he couldn't beat. When they were doubting him with Postal, when they were doubting him with even Felix Diaz, for God's sake. Like, come on now. Let's give the guy a break. And yes, he's not as, you know, outspoken or as flamboyant or as charismatic as some of these other guys are, but that's fine. That's gonna come with time, and I'm pretty sure that once everybody starts riding that bandwagon, I'm gonna be the driver of that bandwagon. Watch.
Monster, I saw a picture of you with Felix Diaz.
147 division.
Media day workout. I saw a picture with you and Felix Diaz on that media day workout.
I spent the whole day in that media day workout. Just seeing how he
And
works
you wished him good luck. And you wished him good luck on your IG, so don't go there.
Yeah, as a true Crawford fan, I never took a picture of Felix Diaz. Never. Come on, step up your game, Monster.
What?
No, I'm just playing, man. That ain't true. I made that.
Have you never seen a picture of who? Of me and Felix Diaz?
No, don't worry about Monster. You missed the joke. It's okay.
He said he would never take a picture with Felix Diaz as a Crawford fan.
We can just move on.
Oh my God.
Digress.
Oh my God. Anyways, guys, yeah, man, I just wanted to call in and tell you guys that YouTube and keep up with us because we're making money moves.
Hey, and thanks for bringing in Bryan last minute. That was your idea, right?
Yeah, that was nice. Good work, Monster.
Yeah, don't
you gotta understand. You gotta understand
spill those beans. Don't spill those beans, Monster.
Yo, but you gotta understand, you deal with guys, so it's hard for us to give like credit and show like affection and all that shit. So don't think that we don't love the hard
I don't
work.
want. Listen, guys. Do I show you guys affection? Let's be real. I'm the worst. I yell at you guys.
We just don't want you. We just don't want you like. We don't want you thinking like, oh, you know, they don't appreciate me. That's how much we appreciate you, that we treat you exactly like Matt and Rob.
Monsterpiece, there's a bunch of background noise. I don't know if we're on speakerphone.
You are.
Nah, she was.
You're supposed to be the producer.
She sneezed. God bless her.
Yeah, God bless Monsterpiece.
God bless you.
Give me 5 more seconds, and we're gonna go back to you to finish it.
So we're moving on to Big Brother News.
No, we're going back to Monsterpiece.
All right.
Love you, Monsterpiece.
I'm on the bus. I was leaving.
Oh, okay. You on that bus?
Bye.
Bye, bro. Big Brother Noom, see?
Don't ever say you're on the bus while you're on the show and call yourself a producer on the show.
Whoa.
Shout out to Monsterpiece.
Shout out.
Shut up.
Yo, I'm just happy to hear that the Charlos might get a good deal, man. I remember when they was talking about they ain't making no money, so good to hear they might be getting their bread like they're supposed to. Young Lions, Young Kings. And yeah, man, I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see our boy finally take care of Joe Horn, get his belt, move his weight up. So, you know, just excited about the fights. You decided to have another great boxing summer. I usually go check my Barclays fights out in the summer. I really wish I was in Vegas so I could check a fight and play a WSOP, but, you know, it is what it is. But happy birthday to you, Ness, man. I ain't been on in a while. I'll miss you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a great night.
Thank you, brother, for the birthday wishes, Big Brother Noomsy, and definitely appreciate you continuing to be a long-term listener. Alumni status. Speaking of alumni,
Speaking of super chats, Robert Singleton with the super chat saying, "Awesome interview with Bo Mac. Great job, fellas."
Thank you, Mr. Singleton, for the love. We are going to go out to another alumni.
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Wood in Baltimore, what's up, brother?
What's poppin', fellas? What's going on, man?
Chilling, brother. Another Thursday,
Chilling.
another podcast.
Happy B-Day, man. Enjoy
Thank
your
you, brother.
B-Day,
Thank
man.
you.
Get drunk, get high, get some pussy, man. Eat some good food.
In that order.
In that order, yeah. Man, what's up to Casual, aka Mars Day? I see Mars Day in the house.
I don't know who that is.
He just got his headphones on, so he didn't hear the shout out. Wood.
Yo, Wood, what's up, man? You follow me on Twitter, man? TBV_casual fan. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I follow you. I follow you, Mars. And look, man, this guy, man, this Jeff Me So Horny.
Who's that?
Me So Horny, Jeff Horn, man. This guy's not a good fighter, man. He's tough. He beat Pacquiao old ass, but that's not shit, man. Terrence Crawford gonna chase him right back up in the cave, man. It's gonna be the end of him. He get his payday and he's going right back up to the cave.
Now he might be able to fight Mikey Garcia or somebody like that, right?
Yo, why you always throwing out subliminal racism?
Oh, indirects.
That's not subliminal, man. Come on, don't start no shit, man.
Come on, Jeff Horn's not a Cuban. Come on.
Wait, so
he gonna box the shit out. He gonna box the shit out of his
so
ass,
what's
man.
caveman mean?
He's
You say he gonna send him back in a cave.
Oh, I took that as like he's gonna send him to hideout.
Yeah, the hideout. See, that's what it means.
Ah, yeah, right.
Got him.
Yo, hold up. You got a perm, Wood? Because your AV got a perm look like that Mexican dude. That
his avatar?
His avatar.
Yo, let me find out. He got a pinky perm.
I'm about to take it out though, man. Yeah, man.
Say it again. That was my movie. Yo.
You should get the Jerry curl, like walk it, like I talk it. You know what I'm saying? You should get that.
Yo, Migos is whack. Migos is whack. Right, Wood? Migos is whack.
Man, them motherfuckers.
They all right.
Yeah, they whack, man.
Enrique,
they all right, man.
Enrique trying to hold on to his
look.
youth, so he talking about they all right.
Nah, I'm saying they all right for sound. I ain't saying lyrically they hot.
They the new age. They the new age Run DMC. Motherfuckers thought Run DMC was whack when they came out. You know, hate on the generation, so everybody gonna hate on the newer generation. So I'm gonna let them niggas do their thing. I did my thing. I'm gonna let them do their thing.
They make good sounds, man. I ain't saying every sound they produce make, but over time.
You're not gonna see me dancing to that shit, but hey, that's
Yo,
yo,
your man's is a hater too. What's his name? The dude from the clips, little dude, still growing. His braids don't.
My man Pusha T.
Yeah.
He got Drake in the corner.
Shit, Pusha T.
Hey, yo, wait. What? How
man,
he going?
Pusha T, man, he a real spitter, man.
Man, nobody want to hear that garbage. Listen, how he gonna say that? Yeah. He said he liked this new age music, but you'll never catch him dancing to it. And I only bring it up because Wood said the same shit, right? But then Pusha T turns around and says, I want to dance to it. I be wanting to. I be all happy and excited. It's like, so really, you just a sad little boy with a broken motherfucking ego, you know.
Nah, I mean, I didn't hear that.
You want to do something? You don't do it?
Matt's going to break it down for you. Go ahead, Matt. Break it down.
How about the lie for him?
You're talking about the president of good music. You're talking about a guy that just released an album after 4 years that did over 100,000 in the first week of hard copy sales. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Put Drake in the corner, almost on no mas.
Standing 8 count, man. Come on, B.
8 count, and it might be no mas. They looking at him. He's in the corner with the doctor.
Drake had to make a fucking press release.
But he got Drake 2-1. He got Drake 2-1 though. He got Drake 2-1.
He got Drake 2-1. He's 2 up on Drake. Cause that last one was a 10-8 round.
Because y'all racist and only racist people giving him.
How you going?
What?
Yeah.
I mean, Drake's black, bro.
What?
Drake don't walk around like a Jewish kid.
Listen to me.
Where did that come from?
Listen to me.
He like Drake. He like Blem, Controller, all that shit. And so he's on that side. That's some bias shit, man.
Bruh. How do you give him 2-1 with one verse?
No, because you didn't follow. So you just going based off of. I thought Drake to me that what's that Duppy freestyle. I was like, damn, he killed them. Infrared is dead. And then the following day, we get Adonis or Adonis. What is it called?
Adonis.
Nah, it ain't Adonis. It's Adonis.
Yo, the point is that shit was whack. Why y'all acting like that's a hot ass verse? That shit.
No, that shit put Drake in the cave. Drake is in the cave, Wood, right now.
Drake is in the cave.
Drake is in the cave.
I want to go in the cave.
He's on some no mas right now. Almost. The doctors are looking at him right now. He put out a statement, not a rap.
But it didn't even rhyme. Come on, that was an awful statement. Come on.
It wasn't even in poetry format. But we not sleeping. He might come out with a controller, a blem,
or a back-to-back or something like that.
Back, you know.
But right now he's down. Come on.
Right now he's down in the corner. They fanning him, putting ice on his head.
Let's not generalize and say we're not sleeping. I'm close to it. So,
Pusha went after his entire family. He went after the head of OVO. He went after everyone and strung them all up. He did it. I mean, come on. Pusha killed it.
Listen, so whenever I get a chance to say a sentence,
we're waiting for you. You coming on biased angles.
My defense to this Pusha track is
Drake.
When Jay-Z, right? Because historically, rap battles, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to remain in a certain realm. So when Jay took the gloves off and started talking about Nas and girlfriends and baby mothers,
car seats.
I think you're forgetting hit him up. You're forgetting hit him up.
Hold on, fam. Hold on.
And car seats, but go ahead.
The public, the radio stations, Jay-Z's own mother, no one liked it. He came out, public apology on that to the girl. So all I'm saying is people really giving him credit for winning a rap battle based off of a child that we don't know is his, and whether it is his or not, who gives a fuck? Like, how does that make you win a battle because you told the world I got a kid?
Nah.
Hold on. Did we care that Tupac told Biggie that he fucked his bitch in the clickety clink? Like, nobody cares about any of this.
Wait a minute. Yes, I do care when one rapper who's battling with another one says, I fucked your girlfriend. That's different from.
But that's what Jay-Z did, and you talk about he apologized.
No. I didn't say I had an issue with it. I said the public and the radio stations and even Jay-Z's own mother. Okay, that's all I said.
I don't remember that.
Now, Pusha, he ain't saying he fucked Drake girl or none of that.
Nah, but he's saying, yo, you a dude talking about empowering women, and you got a porn star pregnant, and you hiding the baby.
Yeah, according to him, right?
That's not as bad as telling you that you.
Well, he still got to come out and say something in response if it ain't true or if it's.
Drake don't even do interviews. When you on a level like he don't do.
It's not like you listen to the radio.
But when you on a certain level, you just on a certain level. Listen,
on a certain level.
Let me go out to JP, who's been waiting, and bring it back to a little.
Eddie Hearn. Okay, next.
No, I just don't want Rob to jump off his seat into like an abyss. He's like going crazy back there. He's pointing at the banner and she's like,
Wood, what up? Peace.
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
Oh, no one's gonna go to JP. That's cool. I'll go to him.
Hey, am I there?
Yeah, you're here.
We got you, bro. We got you.
All right. Hey, should I tell y'all why Drake is out the paint, or should I just?
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Talk about boxing.
And just for the record, JP, before you go in, Robbie, there's been a lot of boxing metaphor on the Drake Pusha T everywhere.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm punch drunk on this fucking subject.
Is that true or not, man?
Rob, we don't hear you. But other than that, you got to understand the conversation you was having with Matt the other day, which is, it's just culture. It's part of the culture. Like 90% of American boxers are African-American or inner city Mexicans. Like rap and urban music is going to be a part of their culture. They walk out to this music. These artists come see them at the fights. So, it's just part of.
Quickly there, JP, you had a bunch of background because you were playing the radio, I think, in the back. So just turn the radio down.
Or just in a car, it sounds like.
Oh, it could be that, but please turn that down.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I had it on the speaker. But Rob's exhausted. He don't want to hear that shit. But I'll.
Now you talk about what you want. Voice of the people.
Look, the Adidon. So the song is called "The Story of Adidon." This is Drake's kid.
Alleged.
Drake has a big rollout.
It's not alleged. She's
alleged, but it's true. It's true. And the broad he was messing with, y'all may have know who she is. Her name's Rosie Devine. If y'all remember her, she looked like a witch in the face, but with a killer ass body. But
yeah. So
here's where
I
Drake
never
died.
seen her.
Neither did I.
Drake dies. This is quick. Story of Adidon. Drake had a big rollout coming up with Adidas, and the line was going to be called Adidon. And this is for children's clothing. This is putting a big wrench in that. Also, Drake had a huge album coming up with Nice for What and God's Plan. So one could assume Drake would have been laying the groundwork to get a whole bunch of people on his side with those songs. You get the Christians and you get the females with Nice for What. And so Drake has been trying to secure his foundation as far as likability. But how you get Drake out the paint, when you deal with Drake, you got to deal with the females, the female part of this fan group. Most rap beefs have always been between two dudes that the female's not even concerned about.
So when you deal with Drake, how you get him out the paint with all the females riding for him on social media? You make him be a deadbeat fucking dad. And that's what he is. And that's what's happening.
You radio personalities think you want smoke?
Yo, you talking all over his call, Matt.
I want smoke, Mr. Chimney. But I'm gonna get to the boxing, man. I got a whole lot on that Drake shit if y'all want, but I'm gonna get to the boxing. A series of matches here, and I want you guys to tell me the parallels. Let me run off the matches. So we got Mayweather versus Luis Castillo. We got Adrian Broner versus Marcos Maidana. Pinko versus Salido. What else was Zab Judah versus Kostya Tszyu? Do you see the parallel I'm making here to the Bud Crawford Jeff Horn?
No. Neither do I. But
the parallel is in each of those fights, it was a blue chip fighter going up in weight most times to fight an old dog, and that most thought had no chance.
Jeff ain't
Each
old.
of those fights are just named. No, I'm just saying. Well, Jeff's older. Jeff's a old dog in the sense of his fight style, in the sense of how he's gonna fight. Lomachenko versus Salido, Zab Judah versus Kostya Tszyu. You have these blue chip fighters that's going up, and nobody think they're invincible. You're gonna run into that old dog right there in that division that's been there for a long time. His body's acclimated to anything you can give him there. And like I've been saying since the beginning, Crawford, he didn't get injured, bro. If you ask me, it was never no injury.
Ticket sales.
He needed more time to get ready for this shit.
Nah, it
he
was
needed more
ticket
time,
sales.
dog. And y'all.
All right, hold on. Let's hear JP out. I want to hear this. Go ahead. More time to train.
Nobody beats Manny Pacquiao in a firefight. Nobody beats Manny Pacquiao in a firefight. I mean, nobody have even dared a firefight with Manny Pacquiao since Eric Morales. Now, you could say this was a deteriorated version of Manny Pacquiao that Jeff Horn beat, but this Manny Pacquiao did kick the snot out of Jesse Vargas, who is a formidable fighter. So this Pacquiao, and then we're going to get to have another sample when he kicks Louis Matisse ass. Fucking Pacquiao's not washed. I don't know why y'all trying to use that like he's been a washed fighter. Pacquiao still be kicking dudes' ass. He sat out jury on his ass 6 times.
You just
got
afraid
old
dog or something like that.
Jeff Horn fought Manny Pacquiao in a firefight. Nobody is willing to do that shit, and he still looked like he got in a car accident after that shit. But you know that's what happens when you fuck with Manny Pacquiao.
You're picking Jeff Horn. Is that what he's doing?
I'm not taking Jeff Horn, but I am gonna say this is gonna be controversial. This is gonna be a split decision, and people are gonna be talking shit afterward, man. But that's my call. Thank y'all for the time, man.
Let's wait for that on Thursday next week when you make a prediction, a real one after the fight week.
Joshua, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Pulling over. I'm driving. Yeah, I'm glad I came on after him. He got me energized by my call. I like how he did the comparison with the names and the fighters. I thought he was about to take it a different route on how blue chip fighters normally outbox, flat-footed, come forward, family type, like the boxing style. Them other folk can like and stuff like that. But Jeff Horn, he got his hands tied. Well, Crawford ain't no Pacquiao. He a different type of fighter. He's like one of the first fighters in the game right now for his adjustments making. And whatever fight style Jeff Horn think he's coming, Crawford not gonna give it to him, and he gonna just have his hands tied. As far as Pacquiao on the juice was the man. Off the juice, that edge y'all talking about, when he got his life together and all, he just got off that shit. When he got off that shit, that edge lost because he ain't had it no more. Getting back on that shit, he better have it for Lucas Matisse and stuff like that, and you might see a different Pacquiao. So when he cherry-picked Jeff Horn, and he ran into a fighter that just had more to give. I got a question for Rob with the Anthony Joshua and the Hearns going back a deal. I ain't hear too much on y'all intake on it. I wanted to hear his intake on Hearn drawing that contract, on that deal, saying Deontay got a few weeks to sign or weeks to sign. What's his opinion on that?
I just think they just want the fight in the UK, and they're just maybe trying to put pressure on Wilder to take it. I still think there's maybe talking going on in the background, and that they're maybe getting close to maybe 40% for Wilder to come over. But we're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out. But yeah, they're either that or they're going to move on to Povetkin. But
Okay, now I'm glad you said that. My other question is to you: doesn't it seem like Eddie Hearn's always got something when it pertains to Deontay Wilder in making this fight? You don't think that's just something he putting out there in another form way of ducking and avoiding the fight?
What do you mean by something? Like, what's something? Like, define that.
Something meaning like he's continued. Eddie Hearn, whenever it comes down to Deontay Wilder, Eddie Hearn, he double talks. He says one thing, he changes up. There's always something. Now he done got in Joshua.
Yeah.
He doesn't plan on backing up because he never plans on getting in the ring with Deontay Wilder. So every other week is something when it pertains to Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua with Eddie Hearn.
I think.
So does that come off as all this? Let me finish my question. Does that come off to you guys as ducking? Mainly Rob, because I want to hear a UK guy's perspective on it because he always got something.
Ducking, yes.
Rob?
That was a very American accent I just did there. No, I think AJ wants to fight Wilder, and I think Wilder wants to fight AJ. But I think Eddie Hearn's trying to do right by his fighter, and if he thinks doing right by his fighter is getting it back in the UK, just as far as the fighters, I don't think either of them are ducking the fight. I think they want to fight.
Eddie can absolutely be double talking and talking out of his ass, etc., and they could still want the fight. Like, that is within the real house of what a promoter is supposed to do, is talk out of his ass to the consumer about a matchup. That is literally their job description. So I don't care about that. That is a smokescreen to what is happening behind closed doors. It's all about public strong arming and all that. So I don't care what Eddie Hearn says. I agree with Rob. I think AJ wants the fight. I think that is clear.
I care because he can ultimately influence, and at the very least, we have to continually at least say that. Like, if he's deflecting, we need to call him on it. We can't just allow our listeners to come to that conclusion on their own.
But I'm not going to call it every time he's deflecting because it's obvious that's what he's doing. But I'm not going to go the extra step and say, oh, that's because AJ doesn't want the fight and AJ is scared and AJ is ducking. That does not mean that. We know Eddie's deflecting. That's what promoters do. They deflect media questions to suit their business ends. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna sound a little more positive, and I'm gonna say Eddie cares for AJ a lot, and he wants the best for him and his career. He cares about the career because that is his golden goose, and he wants the most he can get out of that fight because that is the most riskiest fight. And when you make a risky investment, you're supposed to get a huge return. And he believes he's the A side, and he stands by that, and he wants the most out of it. Same way Golden Boy believes in Canelo Alvarez.
Or same with, Mayweather versus Fighter X, throwing anyone there. It's the same.
Yeah, but this is more dangerous, you know what I'm saying? Because the possibility of being knocked out in the heavyweight division is higher than in the welterweight. So I believe he wants to fight because it's a big payday for both the whole team, AJ, which is Eddie Hearn is part of. But he's
90 seconds.
He wants the most, and the fans don't know any better. They just turn it into the most hateful thing they can say because that's what they are. Fans outside looking in, forcing a situation. Robbie?
Yeah, kind of agree. Eddie Hearn just wants to do best by his fighter, and if it pans out that he goes on and fights Povetkin and gets another 20 million, and then it's maybe Jermall Miller, then there's a WBA mandatory steps in. I just think not that time's running out necessarily for Wilder, as in the deadline by Eddie Hearn, but I think 40 fights into his career now. I think this is the fight he's wanted for 2 years, undisputed. The chance is here now. But obviously, he's got to get the best deal for himself as well. So, but I still think they're talking and getting close to the right percentage to get this fight done. But I just think Wilder almost needs to take this now while it's all being talked about now. I don't know what happens in the future if AJ goes another route and picks up these other mandatories and other fighters.
And let's not fall asleep on all the talk not being part of the promotion. You know what I'm saying? All the talk is part of building the fight. Everything.
Absolutely.
Like you say, all these, with social media exploding now, it just takes, and all the, you know, boxing YouTube channels, it just one camera, one camera phone, one microphone under Eddie Hearn's nose or whoever, and it just takes one little comment, and they know that now. That's going to go around the boxing media, and
or even like little bullshit things like Anthony Johnson on the NBA. Was it Western Conference Finals? I don't know if it was Western. Yeah, it was. It was a Golden State game. Like even that little shit, like that exploded on social media. And maybe it's not that it wasn't exactly Anthony Joshua, but it exploded. There's a net positive to that, in my opinion. It's the same with, you know, Mayweather, shaking Pacquiao's hand at the basketball game. Like that became a moment in the negotiation process for this, for that fight. And I think it's the same with this one. When you had the 24-hour deadline, that was a moment. The $50 million offer, that was a moment in the build up to this fight, et cetera, et cetera. So I think we're still getting it this year. I think
they should have met up, man. They should have met up.
Absolutely.
We should have got those iconic Mayweather Pacquiao photos at the basketball game.
Hey, I mean, there's still the finals coming up. We still have the entire final series to come up between.
I don't care for basketball, so I don't want that picture. I want the other picture. I want Deontay coming through, talking about big bank, stop little bank, dice in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Because AJ on the stoop playing dice.
Ooh, I remember that. That's an iconic picture right there.
Yeah.
I
should get a pedicure together.
I don't watch basketball. It would happen to be on my television, and they said Anthony Joshua. I was laying on my couch, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a fighter." I opened my eyes. Sure enough, it's the heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua. I was like, "Oh shit, dope!" He's in New York. He's in Los Angeles, in the United States, ready to do some business. That's that Deontay Wilder business that brought him in here. And that's how I stumbled upon it, because you know playoffs is big. I don't watch it; it just happened to be on my television, as I said.
But imagine the millions of people that watch those finals.
Exactly.
That don't watch boxing.
Exactly. And that is Steven Espinoza. Go where boxing don't exist, and that's where we promote the fight. Shout out to him.
It could be Eddie Hearn too, you know, because he's the promoter.
That too. But I heard Steven Espinoza say it. Promote where it's never been promoted. But lately, boxing has been promoted in on basketball games. So has Deontay Wilder on the Nets game, right?
They just learning overall. I think it's not even about boxing anymore. It's just like programming amongst the networks. They've learned, like, all right, we need to invest.
Nah, it's sport fans, not networks. It's sport fans.
Plus, let's not forget that ESPN does have like a Top Rank deal, and like even though Top Rank doesn't have the greatest stable, they have a deal with a boxing company. That means ESPN is going to be covering boxing more frequently. That means the biggest network for sports in the United States is covering boxing more frequently, just overall.
Well, they started
that's net positive.
That ESPN Plus has started, right?
Yes, but they've been on ESPN for a year now.
That's ESPN Plus, stands for plus yo $5. Listen, I'm your host, Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. Want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes and the super chats. We love the continued support. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Hit up the backup channel at youtube.com/Nestor Gibbs. And hit up all the sister channels, Boxing Fan Apparel, Mixed Combat Radio, Media, whatever.
Yes.
Hey, Rob. Doomy.
Yes.
Doomsday Chronicles. You know, and final thoughts, AJ and Eddie with the deadline. I hope that, you know, it really scares Wilder into making the deal. I just want the fight. Triple G shocked me and fight Jermall. Canelo equally shocked me and fight Saunders. And fuck, Charlo's, please don't shock me and sign to anybody. Not if it's going to mean we don't get consistent fights.
Yes. My final thoughts. Yeah, man, no fight Saturday, but Eddie Hearn has been on the radar. Talking, signing people. Charlo on the radar, Jermell and Jermall, as well as Canelo, Saunders. All that talk. Even Mauricio Suleiman on WBC thing. Yo, take the 35%, man. So yeah, follow me on Twitter, TBV_casual fan. Also, I have a Patreon page, patreon.com/boxing fan apparel. I have a website too, boxingfanapparel.com. Make sure you follow Big Brother TBV_casual fan. And I actually meant to say the Boxing Voice Patreon, patreon.com/the Boxing Voice. Oh, Matt, you're not going?
I'll go last. You go.
Oh, you're gonna close it out because you're like the little flower or something. All right. Yeah. As you can see, a lot of UK news popping up on the Boxing Voice now. So if you want a little bit extra UK news, you can find Rob and Matt's UK Hour on the channel.
Get it right, Rob. It's UK Hour with Rob and Matt. Come on.
Whatever. Look,
right.
I'm top of the bill. You just do all the production shit and that. I'll just keep bringing in these lovely comments we're getting.
With the talent, that's right.
Yeah. You want to hit me up on IG or Twitter? It's at UKRobTBV. But hopefully next Wednesday for the UK Hour, it's going to be a live fight chat with Watkins and Okoli. So come and check that out.
And because that's to stop.
Yo, when you gonna get Eddie Hearn on the UK Hour?
Maybe working on something.
What's up with Tyson Fury?
When are you gonna stump up another computer so we can have callers?
Oh,
no one contacted me with a request for.
I contacted you regarding an overlay, and I kind of
still don't have one. I had to make it.
No, that's not true. He got the overlay he asked for. He just changed the
Matt changed it.
I did not ask for that overlay. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that was old. That was an oldish one when I was going to do some UK roundup, and then Matt was like, "We can't call it roundup. Sounds like some fucking cowboy shit."
It does sound like a fucking cowboy into the UK show. Roundup.
Cowboy. He's American, so he thinks it sounds like cowboy. No, you rounding up all the news, all the
yeah.
I understand. I understand.
Rounding up doesn't have to be cattle.
Yo,
it can be news.
I understand how the word roundup can mean different things.
You really?
I understand the English language. I understand the English language.
I don't know what you do, bro.
But when I think of the word roundup, I think of a fucking cowboy hat with some cattle and shit on a prairie. And this is a UK boxing show. Nah, not roundup. Nah, fuck that.
We have new rounds. Yeah, I think of rounding up the score, round up the women. We have news roundups. We have sport roundup.
Yo, we got a lot of roundups. I'm gonna tell you what we need to round up, wrap up is this show.
Find me at Matt Hunter TBV on all platforms. Mixed Combat Radio on YouTube, iTunes, Patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. We'll be back obviously Sunday for our flagship show, and tomorrow standing 8 count at 6 p.m. Eastern on Patreon only, and obviously every Monday at 7 p.m. for Untitled on Patreon only. And, of course, our new show, UK Hour with Rob and Matt, every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Check that out. Peace.
If anyone listens to this show and is a flight attendant and you want to sell me your buddy pass,
I'm interested.
Totally interested.
So am I.
Willing to pay all in one lump sum.
For the year or for like unlimited?
For the year.
Me too.
I'm willing to pay all in one lump sum for the year. And this is a serious conversation.
Mine too.
I have a friend that has this, and it's really pissing me off the amount of times that they could fly.
I have a friend as well.
It's ridiculous. I need this in my life with the amount of work that I do. And I could only perform my job better if I could just fly around.
You just get like free standby flights?
Yeah, I went to France on the standby.
I don't know if they stand by. But yes, I think they are standby. I'm definitely sure they're standby. I just don't know if they're free, but maybe free, and you just have to like pay taxes and fees.
International is taxes. I think state to state is free.
Oh wow, yeah, free and I would definitely.
But if you're a ticket agent, you can call me too. Anything with a deal. Anything with a deal for
And
flight.
if you're looking for a promotion, you can call us too.
Exactly.
And while you're here listening to this, you can hit a thumbs up on the way out.
Absolutely.
Past, present, or future. Leave a 5-star.
You could also send me any type of marijuana or edibles that you want for my birthday. I'm totally accepting those. Don't worry.
And obviously, if you're sharing that kind of thing, you can easily share the show.
Yes.
And if you're feeling generous, you can go to patreon.com/boxingfanapparel and pledge.
And if you thought we were all having such a super chat, you could hit the super chat.
And if Matt was really my friend, I would have opened my mailbox today and found something great for me.
And Matt was supposed to send me CBD pens and forgot. I don't know why. Maybe his brain is cloudy.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? I want smoke.
Yo, that was quick. I just got a message already. Yeah.
Yeah, you want a buddy pass?
Yeah, I got a message already. This show is amazing. And it says, I have someone that works at the airline that wants to sell me the year buddy pass thing.
Well, we want 2 of them.
I think it's X amount of 1,000, and this is right in line too. This price is actually right in line. I think it's X amount of 1,000, and you can pay it in a couple of payments. Oh, baby Jesus is so good to me. Anyway,
Well, that person, let them know you want 3.
Let them know you want 3.
Well, just remember that every flight attendant only gets 1 buddy pass.
Right. Well, she may know a flight attendant.
Yeah. Well,
Just like this show, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend to tell a friend. We need a bunch of buddy passes. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace. Shout out to 40 and 20. 420. Get it?
40 and 20. I thought you meant 30's the new 20 like me.